I relapsed at 60 days. And then I went on a week relapse in Austin. And when I came back, I was desperate enough finally to like actually do whatever I was told.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hopeaholics. Recover out loud, baby.
Oh, shit.
That's what we do. That's the start. We just
Yeah. Just get into it.
Rachel, welcome to the Hopeaholics
Yeah.
podcast.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having
Welcome to
me.
Orange County.
all the way from
Yeah.
Texas.
Yes.
Right?
Texas.
That's a long
Texas.
flight.
Yes.
So it's actually a short flight.
Yeah,
Just
it
like
wasn't bad.
3
three hours.
Oh, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
It's like
bad.
smack dab
Austin
in
to
the middle.
OC, just
Direct.
Yeah.
just bam,
Easy breezy.
land,
Yeah.
get off the
Wasn't-
plane,
Mm-hmm.
boom, here.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am.
Yes.
Look at me.
Amazing.
In our little bubble.
Yeah.
Well, we started following you when we had about 2,437 followers,
Yeah.
and
8 months ago.
yeah, and we were gonna hit you up back then, but we thought maybe you wouldn't come, so or even like we wouldn't even
Wait a
pop
minute.
up.
Would have.
I love how you just admitted that you only had 2,000 followers because every time we have this conversation,
We
you
were at
always- you- you always
15,000, just
try-
so you know.
No.
Yeah, when you came
When you
around,
came
I don't
on
think so.
around, we
We
were at
already-
15,000.
I couldn't find you.
we hit.
I
You couldn't find
I tried
us.
to look you guys up and I couldn't find them. And I was like, what am I getting myself into? Jonathan, you got to come with me. I'm not quite sure. I might get kidnapped.
And now you're part
This
of the
might
crew.
be
And now look.
trafficking.
Yeah, exactly.
Kidnapped.
Like, what? But yeah, best thing to ever happen. So, but anywho, I just had to make sure I.
Besides Jonathan, second
Oh.
best. We're the second
Well,
best thing,
We're-
Jonathan.
Oh, thanks.
Jonathan, we're the
He's like,
second best
Go
thing.
ahead, Jonathan.
First
Not-
of all,
Ow!
you know what I'm
Wow,
saying? I didn't
holy
even mean it in
smokes.
that aspect,
You kind of
but
did.
okay.
You kind of did. I'm just saying you said it. It was right. Hey, play it back.
Well,
I'm joking.
Technically,
We have it on tape here,
does-
bro.
Tape. That just like with tape. We have it on tape.
Run the tape.
Run the tape.
Run the
actually,
tape.
even if I did say that, it wouldn't matter because me and Jonathan are like a package deal.
You're right. We knew that. That's
I'm
why
the
you
face
both-
that runs the
that's why
place. He
you-
makes the,
Ah!
the wheels don't fall off.
Period. Teamwork.
And that
Makes the
we
dream
ain't
work.
broke.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
where the tornado can go. But we are so
Enough
excited to have
about
you.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're in the house. It's
The
super exciting.
house.
You're anybody that does not follow you, they definitely should because you're hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. And I feel like it's kind of harder for girls to be funny. And I found you extremely funny off the first video.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Well,
however
more
you're
than
doing
that,
it,
intoxicating, loving. She's
Yeah, not-
welcoming. She's
all of it.
just all of that stuff. She just brings you into her basically bedroom.
Wait a minute.
I do.
Wait,
you really do.
Actually,
you know.
though, have you ever done stand up or anything?
No, I'm terrified. I have social anxiety.
Right?
I do.
Which
It's
is
so
crazy.
different. It's so different being in my room as opposed I
Yeah.
can't even take a selfie in public. I get
I get that.
like when I see influencers go and they set up their tripod in
Yeah.
like Target, or I will literally vomit. I will not
Oh.
be okay.
I'm the same like that.
I,
I have a problem doing the same thing, which is insane because you
right.
put it to the world, and so do I. So I don't get that. Part.
Yeah, I have a much easier time doing the funny stuff, you know, but like if someone needs me to like take a selfie or they're like, "Hey, take a picture," and I'm by myself, I'm like I'm so weird. I don't know. It's very weird. I never in a million years thought I would be doing this at all.
And you do it well. So that's why
Thanks.
after I said that, because initially right off the bat, and I watched your first video, that's what just came into my mind right now because you're funny. So I'm thinking like, oh well, maybe she's done stand up or something.
No, people tell me to do it all the time. I like I said, I think I would get stage fright and then
You
it would
think
be
so?
so weird. Like a goal of mine is just to try it one day
Okay,
and walk
okay,
through
so
that
it's in
fear.
there. So okay,
I
okay,
would
okay.
love. I don't. When I think about it, I literally want to die. I'm gonna be honest, but like I would love to be able to walk through that fear and do that and see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
But I get really scared in front of like a group of people.
Sure.
Like I had to make like a speech at my best friend's wedding.
Mm.
Oh my God. And I wrote it down. I literally wrote it down and it was still so bad when I got up there. It was like, it was so bad. I was
Wait,
so
so bad in
nervous.
your head, or what were you really? Did you?
No, it was
like-
bad.
oh.
It was literally,
Oh.
it was really bad. Like I came back to the table and everyone was like, I like sped through I'm like, like looking at my phone, couldn't look up at anyone. I'm sweating. I'm like, my heart
Oh,
is
that's the
beating. It's just
worst.
like my voice gets shaky. Like I get really bad in front of crowds. I don't know. I
See,
want to
and-
get through that one day.
Yeah, and I have the same thing.
Do you?
Yeah, but yeah, totally.
I think everybody kind of does too.
Not everybody. Shane does. You do.
I do.
But she's gotten up in front of 120,000 people in the WWE in a bathing suit.
Right.
True.
Bathing
But,
suit.
yeah, but I feel
With a script in your head.
right, it's who I'm not. Like I'm playing a character, so
It's easier when you're.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not me. I mean, it is, but I feel like it's easier to trick your brain,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And
But Shane, on the other hand, though,
oh,
you know,
Yeah.
for real though, because he can go into the grocery store dressed in a
Mhm.
fucking elf suit and walk around and just like look like a crazy man and tell people in line, "Hey, it'd be okay if I cut in front of you because I'm on a mission from Santa."
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
Yeah.
can do
And
shit
the-
like that.
you
Yeah.
can do shit like that.
I can
Yeah.
do shit like that, but if I have to be serious or in any capacity, I get really uncomfortable.
I think that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to actually,
It's like that, deflection
Yes.
with humor.
Yeah.
Hence your best friend's wedding.
mechanism.
It's like something that is
I was-
personal. You're like, it's very
Right. Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. So I can be vulnerable through my humor, but like if I have to be serious in front of a crowd of people, I don't do well. I think that's what
You
it is.
obviously go to meetings, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any problem speaking at a meeting?
Not sometimes. Depends. If I'm in a new place where there's not a lot of people that I know, sometimes. And I'll still get like the shaky voice. I'm like, hi.
Oh my goodness.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Rachel. I'm an alcoholic,
try
And-
your material out in a meeting.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
should.
Yeah.
So many people do that.
Do they?
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
There's
that.
some funny ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
She said doo-doo.
Yeah, she
Do
did. say-
do.
Doo-doo.
I said
First
pee.
one.
Uh-huh.
First one to say poo-poo.
I said I
Kind of
did.
did.
The fact that you guys pick up on, I've
I'm
never
just
ever until you brought it to my attention that
No,
sometimes
you do that all the
Because you don't have to say the second
You
do.
don't.
You
You
can
do.
just say I do that,
Do do.
but you
some people do.
do that.
Sometimes some
Some people do
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 No,
that,
You,
And they
I
do
wanna
that.
Say, some people do.
and some people
that.
don't.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't. Almond
Almond
joys
joys
have
have
nuts.
Okay.
Mounds
Don't.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what this
Don't
is.
derail.
but
Don't
go ahead.
derail.
We
Okay,
have
let's
to
go,
because
keep
like
going.
okay, she's being serious at the okay. We'll wait till the end.
Okay,
Fine,
we'll wait. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Shh.
Mhm.
You go.
No, I was saying stop derailing.
Well, no, we stopped now. Go. It's you. Go.
I'm talking about her and comedy.
Okay, let's go.
I think
feel
you
like
will
you would
do
kill it.
Yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's your
Yeah.
calling.
One day I'm gonna walk through that fear. One day.
You will.
Today's
I
not that
mean,
day.
You walk
It will
through the biggest
happen.
one, and that is getting sober. So if
That's
you can do that, you can do anything.
And you have a great voice.
Oh, thank you.
And you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, you're good. You're
Yeah.
solid. You're
Yeah.
savage.
Thanks. Thank
So it's
you.
just a fake thing that you're telling yourself lies.
No,
Yeah.
I know it's the fear. It's definitely
Yeah.
that fear is scary.
It is.
It's yeah. I don't know. It's definitely. I mean, even stuff like this, like coming. I made a resolution this year that I'm going to take more opportunities because I've been asked to do a lot of
Yeah.
things, and because of like my social anxiety and like
Sure.
being scared to like go new places and meet new people and like, oh my god, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
weird. They're not
Yeah.
gonna like me. All of these things. I have said, either just not answered so
Mhm.
many things, and I want to
Right.
start,
Smart.
living and
Yeah.
Smart.
taking
Yeah, good for
taking
you.
opportunities and getting out there and doing the thing. I feel like God gave me this platform and these opportunities for a reason. So I'm like, I'm not trying to, be backhanded and
Yeah.
like not take them.
Yeah.
So yeah, here
Exactly.
I am.
For sure. I mean, I feel like that's a big one. Just because he is in the studio today, Jonathan used to always tell me, your first response always is no.
Yeah,
I just
I'm like that too.
It's, regardless, it's just no.
Have you seen Yes Man? That's what I'm trying to do, kind of
Mm.
with
That's
what
what my
was it,
kids
Jim
call me.
Carrey?
Yeah. What?
My kids call me that.
Yeah. What
Yes
was?
Man.
Yeah. Never say no.
Really?
Ever. No.
So how does that work out at home?
Perfect.
Does
Perfect. My wife says it.
yeah, I would be going to you for.
Oh, they all come to me. They all come to me.
There's
Good-
always a yes and no parent.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm
You go to your
the
mom.
My
Yeah.
parents were always
I'm
on
the
the same
yes
page,
parent.
but they would always do this. My dad, because I would go to my dad because I would try to,
Yeah.
manipulate him a little bit, and because I'm the only girl, so
Yeah.
why not give it a go? And he would always say,
Go ask
"What'd
your
your mom or what'd your mom say?"
Yeah.
Or go ask your mom, and then I get played. So
Well, that's a smart man right there.
super
Yeah.
smart.
Because man,
That's why they're still married.
yep.
45 years later.
50.
How are you and Marin still
I
married?
say yes to everything Marin wants.
Oh, so that too.
Smart.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Jonathan,
the
Jonathan
time-
doesn't say yes to everything. He has no problem. He loves putting me in my place. Like sit down. Now. Sit down.
I'm scared of Marin, though. Jonathan might not be scared of you. We got to put some fear in Jonathan.
No, I'd be
Throw him off a
that'd
chair.
be dangerous.
When he's sitting, just throw him off a chair or something.
Me running the ship.
Oh, that's true.
Is
You don't
not
pull
good.
any wrestling moves on him?
Come on, man.
I
Out
tried.
of the blue?
He's
I
pretty
tried,
strong, though. He's pretty
and,
strong.
He said, "Don't ever do that again."
He tried to do the chest slap thing.
I tried to do a little chop.
You should
Oh, wait,
get
didn't
up
it
one
hurt,
day
though?
with a chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said it hurt.
Yeah, he said it hurt, and he was like, "Don't ever do that again."
I remember that now.
Yeah, but anywho,
Yeah.
okay, so we're getting into you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this your first time getting sober, or is it?
This is the first time it's stuck.
Okay.
I tried to get sober so many times before. It took me a really long time. I was in my active addiction for over 10 years.
Oh wow.
So, and that was like in and out,
Sure.
very short periods. Usually the most I could get together was like 2 weeks at a time. I went to treatment in 2013 and I got 90 days. And then on 90 days, I went out and celebrated at the bar because I was like, I'm cured.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Because I was very delusional around my alcohol because I was like, I'm literally just a junkie.
Sure.
Alcohol's not my thing. I don't even like it, you know? So it took me a really long time to like realize that I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I lived in that delusion for a long time. And yeah, that was the only other longest point of sobriety that I had was 90 days before this time.
Why do you think it stuck this time? Or like before we get there, when did you start drinking or using?
I think I was like 11,
Oh wow.
11, 12.
Okay.
Started drinking, smoking weed, you know, the normal things. And then it graduated from there. You know, in high school, I started doing coke and e-pills. And e-pills was like my first like addiction, you know, like that was like my thing. I obviously couldn't do them every day because
Right.
I was in high school and I
Yeah.
couldn't go to school rolling face.
Yeah.
So I would just like do them on the weekends or any days off of school or sometimes at night, like when I could. And I was just always waiting for the weekend. Like during the week, my brain would just be obsessing. Like, you know, I was just like, oh my God, like I can't wait like till this, you know. And then one weekend I couldn't get it and I would throw tantrums when I couldn't get something, like absolutely insane. And that's when I realized I was different than other people because they weren't acting how I was acting. Like if I couldn't get what I wanted, the world was over. I'm like talking like screaming, crying like a toddler. And so someone offered me a line of Oxy. And then that's when the opiates thing started. And I was like, oh, hey, I could be normal on these, you know, and I don't have to be like, like a fucking crackhead. Then I started that every day because I could do it.
Yeah.
And then I got sick. I didn't realize the physical addiction when I first started doing it. And then once I got sick the first time and I realized that happened, I was like, we're not letting this happen again. So I just like went 10 times harder. And that was really it. That was like my main thing for a long time. And I graduated from the oxys to the heroin and then, yeah, but I was pretty functional for a while. I was a dental assistant. I was taking care of my kid and I was just like living this like completely double life, which also kept me sick for a long time. Cause I was like, I'm literally fine. You know, I've got things on the outside or looking okay. Until it wasn't. And that's when I added the crack to the mix. Because I was trying to get, I've told this story before, I was trying to get off of opiates and I was like, okay, I don't like uppers, so I'm going to smoke crack while I'm detoxing from the opiates. And then that did not work out how I planned. It didn't go to my plan, you know, and then I ended up addicted to both and I went on like a 6-7 month crack binge like all day, every day as I'm still working, as I'm still doing all of the things. So I was like functional on the opiates where I could still show up to work on time. You know, I was doing all the things that I needed to do. But once I added crack to the mix, then everything just like, and I wanted to kill myself. And then I ended up, one of my old counselors from one of my IOPs like reached out to me on Facebook. He was like, how you doing, kid? And I was like, I want to die. It was a total God thing, like how he reached out to me right at the right time. And he asked me like if I was willing to go to treatment. And I hadn't been willing to go any other time because I was like, I'm not leaving my job. I'm not leaving my kid. Like, but I was so desperate at that time that I was like, okay. And so he set up for me to go to treatment. And then I went there, didn't get sober that time. I got a rehab boyfriend, you know, did that whole thing. And I relapsed at 60 days. And then I went on a week relapse in Austin. And when I came back, I was desperate enough finally to like actually do whatever I was told.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll stay away from the boys. I will work. I will do whatever you need me to do. And I've been sober since then. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Got that gift of desperation, got that willingness.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm hard headed. Okay. I needed to exhaust every single option. I needed, you know, just to be shown over and over and over and over and over again until I finally got it in my head. Cause I was just so delusional for so long. I really thought I could get it together. I really thought there was some way that I could manage using, you know?
Well, I think especially for people like yourself that can kind of have that double life in the sense of where you're still working, you still seem on the outside like things are fine, essentially, but obviously, clearly they are not.
No.
Where I feel it's a lot easier, maybe, or at least in my case, to realize like you have a problem because you are not supposed to be wrecking multiple cars, getting DUIs, and going to jail.
Right.
Period.
Right. I mean, I had so many consequences in that time, but because I still had the outside, like I had so many consequences, you know, overdoses. I was robbing people. I broke into my dealer's house like my last like two months of like before I got sober. Like I literally like broke. He wasn't home, and I was like, I need it now. On my lunch break at work, I like went to his house, broke into his house, and he knew, like he literally knew. It was, I started getting real crazy. I've had a ton of terrible things happen in that time, but it just, because I always had that exterior, I was like, I'm fine. Like, that's what my brain would tell me. I was like, I'm good. It's literally fine. Until it wasn't. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's just amazing how you go, right to the end.
Yeah.
And it's always the same at right to the end, though.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the game is up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're tired of trying to beat the game.
You just
like it's not happening.
Yeah.
The way that we think is not right.
I just don't understand, because I got friends out there, man, that
they're still going.
They're 50 something years
They're
old, and they're still going. They're still trying.
It's crazy.
Like, it's like, man,
It's tiring.
just fucking give up already.
Yeah.
Like get your like real freedom. And meanwhile, you know, they've seen my life over the last 20 years really take shape.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've watched it all, whether on Facebook or social media that they follow me on. And it's like, and I have stumbled along the way. You know, I actually only have like 6.5 years now, because I went out on a CIA mission, you know,
Listen,
on that meth.
sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
Though,
Oh yeah, man.
You know, I needed that I absolutely needed that 1 week relapse that I had in Austin, because I hadn't done meth before. I was like, gotta do
try
meth.
that one.
You know, like I gotta make sure, gotta double, triple check it. And I feel like that I don't know if I would have actually been willing to do it. That gift of desperation is.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so. I mean, when I first came in, I definitely was super young and thought I knew everything, and said, I'm never gonna relapse. What? That's ridiculous. And then, you know, sure enough, you know, I stumbled along the way, and I'm like you said, I'm really glad that I did, because I know for like, no, bitch, you're not graduating the program. You don't have it figured out. Clearly not. You can't drive the bus. You drive the bus into the wall. I know this. I'm fully aware because of my stumbles after initially getting sober the first time. You know, it's like there's no shadow of a doubt in my mind. Like, I'm okay, God.
Yeah.
You got it.
Sometimes you're like,
I'm
you
gonna
just
get
gotta
the passenger seat, and I'm gonna just keep on plugging along. But thank God that we did, though, because like you're saying, your friends, I have, you know, friends and family members that are still out there doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And don't have that willingness or desperation yet, which is crazy because they're not happy. And it could just
What an unfulfilled
I
life.
know.
That's what my friend
It
said
really
to me
is.
yesterday. He's 55 years old. He's driving a beater, delivering for Uber.
Okay.
And he used to be the #1 salesman for Hershey Chocolate in Canada.
Oh,
#1. Plus, he's got 8 or 9 championships from being a coach. This was a real smart guy.
what happened?
Crack cocaine. Lost all his teeth.
Yep.
Couldn't put the pipe down.
Mhm.
Lost his wife, 3 children. It's nuts. He's doing Uber now. He says, "Man, Shane, my life is not where I thought it would be when I was 55."
Is
He's
he
still
still
smoking
using?
that crack?
No, he tried some Canadian crack. He said about a year ago. He said it wasn't any good in Vancouver. I said, "Bro,
Is he sober?
yeah, he's sober now." Well, you know, who knows?
It's not too late. It's never too late once you get
Yeah.
sober
Yeah,
and
it's
you
never
find
too
out
late.
and you
Yeah.
find that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it's really simple. Like our purpose is to help others
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
suffer from
Yeah.
the same thing that we suffer from. You know,
Yeah, that's it.
it's really that simple.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, and then you get to and then you go out and just do the footwork and see what God has in store for you.
Well, that's the trip up with anything in life. You have to do the like actionable steps and the footwork and do
Yeah.
the things that are suggested. And I know I like to get things without doing the work. That's like
Mhm.
my preference. However, obviously, I'm fully aware that you have to put in. My dad used to always tell me, "You get what you put into something," and
Right.
it's absolutely true. Unfortunately, because it is a cliche, but it's the same that goes with people that want to lose weight. You hear that a lot all the time, but yet they're not drinking water. They're drinking two
But that-
huge frappuccinos from Starbucks that are insane, or not working out, or not eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like little things like that.
You got to put the
You
work
have to have the
in.
willingness to do it, and it sucks and it's hard, but it does work.
Yeah.
So that's the annoying thing about it is, unfortunately, but maybe it's because those guys, like, they don't want to do the work and they're okay. I don't know.
they're sad.
I
They're
wonder that
sad.
question too.
They're sad. They're sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sad.
Usually.
And a lot of
that's
times
usually
people
how it
focus
goes.
on the destination rather than the journey.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The journey to the destination is way better than the actual
Yeah.
destination
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
never truly arrive, right? You
Right.
just
Keep
you,
going.
You
Yeah.
just keep going. It's that might just be a little a viewpoint where
Yeah.
you look and you're like, oh man. You can look back for a minute, right? And
Mhm.
God made the rear view mirror this big
Mhm.
on purpose, so we only look back
Right.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Can't drive a car in reverse.
Yeah.
Can't live your life looking at yesterday.
That's
you only look
right.
back to see how far you've come.
Come on.
And
Yeah.
today, look at where we're at.
Yeah.
Look at where you're at.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Like,
so
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
7,000 followers, 1.1 million on TikTok. So I
Mhm.
want to ask you something.
Yeah.
When it started ticking, like your phone obviously
When it
Yeah.
started TikToking,
started ticking,
Yeah.
like all of a sudden your phone ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding.
when did
ding,
you
ding.
turn that off? No, I'm just kidding.
And it was just dinging all the time, and you're saying, "Wow, I have
I
something
can do
here.
yeah.
I think I can do this. I'm really feeling. People are feeling me. I'm touching people. I'm getting, like, how did that feel?"
I mean, it's still, I don't understand it, like that I don't know how to really put it into words because this is just so far from how I ever imagined my life ever. Once I started seeing that like my content was affecting people, I was like, what the? And then I felt like I had to do more.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
this is my purpose, right?
Yes.
It's like
Mhm.
I have to be helping people. I have to be making people feel good about themselves. I have to be people's light in their life.
Mm.
I was darkness for so long. I was not a
Yeah.
good person for a really good time to anybody. I was selfish. I was, I didn't care about anyone. I didn't care about anyone's feelings. I was the opposite of what I am today. So I also feel like, my living amends to just like all of the stuff that I've done is giving back however I can. So the fact that I don't get it.
You don't get it.
I don't
What
understand.
do your friends and family say?
I mean, my mom was always like, when I told her that, like, when things started happening,
Mhm.
she's like, I don't understand, like, I don't understand this. And I'm like, I don't really understand it either. But my family now, what they've seen, like the things I'm doing and the amount of people that
They're
are
amazed.
commenting
Yeah.
and, saying I've helped them, they're
Yeah,
very supportive. And
yeah.
it's
It is
wild.
incredible
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, it
wild.
is.
just
But-
to touch people like that.
Oh, for sure. Well, also too,
I'm
Dad.
sorry. See, if you like listen to Shane's words, he says shit that you could interpret.
In any type of
Oh
way.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like-
Love
yeah,
that.
he's like, take it for what you want.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's really nice to touch people like that.
Yeah,
How did
really.
that make
It
you
is.
feel?
Felt-
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know, when you started touching people.
Felt
you know?
fine, actually.
You know,
Yeah.
like how was that for you? You just started touching people, and they really started responding.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh my god. God.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you
Pray
another
for me.
question. Sorry. So your sobriety date's 2018. Your kid's
Yeah.
13. So you have what, 8 years there
Yeah.
of using with the kid,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yes.
How was that? Like, how did
So, I mean, I was really good at hiding
Yeah.
my not good enough because
Yeah.
like I put him in so many dangerous situations. You know, he lived with me. I had him full, you know, like I was
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
the mom thing.
Yes.
It wasn't like my parents had him.
100%.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
So I put him in, you know, so many situations that he should not have been in. Thank God he was young enough to really not know what was
Yeah.
going
Mhm.
on. Towards the end, I would sit in my driveway all night and smoke crack and smoke
Wow.
Newports and do dope. Like
Oh
that
my
was
goodness.
so like I would work all day. I would like just be good all day, and then I would
Yeah.
get fucked up at night.
Wow.
Like that's just the whole
In
night.
the car.
Yeah, and
And
so
then
he
be
would
able to wake up in the morning and
Jesus.
I was not sleeping. I mean, I would try to
my
go to sleep for
God.
like an hour, but like once, like I said, once I added that crack to the
It's
mix,
impossible.
it was just like,
Yeah.
my life became unmanageable. But
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for
Yeah.
it now because if I would have continued with opiates, I probably just would have. I had overdosed before. I probably just would have died. You
Mhm.
know, I probably wouldn't have had that. Like, I probably just would have nodded out and just never woken up,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
that would be it. So I'm really grateful for crack cocaine. Shout out to crack cocaine. No, don't do crack, guys. But yeah, so towards the end, he would wake up in the middle of the night,
and come
I would
inside.
be in the driveway, and he
Oh.
would, and then I would have to go inside. So
Oh,
that was like,
shit.
he didn't know what was
No, of
going
course not.
on, but like he must have known. So like, and I talked to him about it. He's 13,
Yeah.
so I talked to him very openly.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he follows me on TikTok. He knows
Yeah.
we talk so openly
Yeah.
because I think it's so
It's
important.
awesome.
My parents never
For
really
sure.
talked.
Me
We didn't
neither.
have
Right?
addiction
No.
in my immediate
Yeah.
family. You know, my parents are normal. So we had DARE program, which was
Yeah.
like, don't do
Yeah,
drugs
no,
or you'll die.
totally.
And then I'm smoking weed. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is freaking tight and I'm not dead. So what
Yeah.
do you mean? You know? So I am so open with him
Yeah.
That's
about
so good.
everything. Like I also am like, I know you are gonna come to a point where you're gonna make your own choices when you're old enough.
Mhm.
But like here is all the information. Your dad is an addict and I am an addict. You have it on both sides. So that's a double whammy. Sorry, brother. And I'm just like, I try to just talk openly about that as much as I can because
That's so good.
Yeah, smart.
It's scary
so,
today.
It is.
Well, with fentanyl, the way that it is right now, one, I'm so happy that I'm not in my or active in my addiction
Right.
just because of the fentanyl crisis that's going on. Because for sure, I would be dead 100% because you're just it's not a matter of if, it's when. And I think having the open dialogue is amazing. I don't know if it would have done. My husband and I were actually talking about this last night because I never got to meet my grandfather because he died of cirrhosis of the liver.
Mm.
Addiction runs heavy in my family
Yeah.
on both sides. So I don't know if maybe probably I would say probably not, but you never know. And I think being informed is so important.
Yeah.
You know, and at least they know if something, say they give it a try and things are a little bit abnormal. It's not, let me keep going. It's like, oh, mom kind of.
For the longest time, I thought you were going to say that you should have tried crack. I wasn't sure what you were getting at there, but it was your parents talking to you,
Yeah.
right? So I'm
And I didn't hear anything
So-
you said.
You're
I was
watching
no, I
yourself.
You're
was
looking at
watching
yourself
you.
on
I was trying
camera?
to figure out if I
He's
liked the
always-
pillow.
bro.
If I
was
like the
saying
pillow-
it was
Crazy.
kind of dark back there.
Yeah, because
Yes.
move that pillow first, or move both of them for a second.
Chad just looks at himself the entire podcast.
How do you like it better, Jonathan? With the
Yeah.
pillow there or without the pillow?
Am I in this shot?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
you're in the shot down there.
Yeah.
Where are you?
All days.
What
Yeah,
pillow?
I didn't see the
It
pillow.
says
Jeez.
Oh,
on
there.
these.
So you see where the 24 is
Yes.
Oh,
on her
okay.
frame?
Yep.
The pillows were covering that, and I
Oh.
did you like it better?
No, it looks good.
Emily likes it better, I think, with the pillows, right? Yeah, put the pillows back. Emily's in charge. My bad. Sorry for going off on a tangent.
Wow.
I love
So
to
you were
see
talking
where-
about whether
No, I
your
was just
parents
saying
would have talked
it's
to you.
important, especially now, just because of how
Yeah.
different it is. It's a different time.
You
Things are
can't
crazy
just
and you can't-
experiment
no.
these
No,
days. Like
hell
there's
no.
no more doing that.
Mhm.
I got out. I went to treatment like right when fentanyl was getting really, really bad in my area, and my
Mhm.
last overdose was fentanyl. And
Damn.
I was dead 7 minutes, like gone, done,
Wow.
like done to the world. And then my kid was there. I was having a
Oh my
Memorial
goodness.
Day. Was it Memorial Day? What's the one in May?
Memorial. You know how you can
Really?
remember the
M?
the May and Memorial? It's the M.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
MMMM.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, it was Memorial Day and I was having a barbecue. I'm like, I'm gonna do something, fun, because I didn't do anything for so long. I was just like not a human. I just never did anything. And so I did that. I like got everything together, and then people started showing up, and it was all of my like normal friends that didn't know what I was doing. And my one friend brought me some dope. He's dead now, by the way, but so he brought me, I did one bag, and I came downstairs and I grabbed a beer out of the cooler, and that's the last thing I remember. I fell out standing up onto the concrete.
Oh my God.
I cracked my teeth. Like my whole face was like bashed in basically, and they brought me upstairs and thought I was drunk, and I passed out, and
Oh
were
my
trying to put water
gosh.
on me, and thank God my friend Chris, R.I.P., came upstairs and was like, no, she is like, you need to call the ambulance right now. She's like, she is overdosing like that. So if he wouldn't have been there, I wouldn't be alive. Like I definitely wouldn't. But and you would have thought that would have been a wake up call for me, and it was for like a day, like one day. I think I was like, holy shit. And then I just was like right back to it. I still didn't get sober until
The crack.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It is.
crazy
I mean,
now with the fentanyl, and you know, and that's like I have kids. My oldest is 22, 23. She just turned 23. The reason why this cast exists is because she found her fiance dead from fentanyl a year and a half ago.
I'm so sorry.
So so that's why we started the podcast, to be you know, a voice for the people that have lost their voice, and for the family members that just, I mean, they're just like it's happening to everybody. We see it everywhere all the time, especially being, you know, in the drug and alcohol treatment business. People are dying like crazy, and it's really sad. But you know, I talk to my kids because it's like, you can't try ecstasy anymore. Is there ecstasy?
No.
Don't buy an Adderall off the street, because that's not going to be Adderall. Nothing's going to be anything except for fentanyl these days, because they press fentanyl across the border into every single other pill. And we just had the Orange County Sheriff on yesterday, and he said that there's these aren't laced pills. They're just, it's fentanyl. Yeah. It's Percocet.
It's in everything, right.
It's a pill to be made to look like a Percocet, but the only substance in is the binding agent and fentanyl.
Yeah, the blues. Everyone knows they're fentanyl too. That's what I've heard. I got out before those were starting to be made. Like they were putting it in the heroin. They were lacing it in the heroin, like back in New York.
Yeah.
And
you guys have white heroin in New York.
Yeah, we don't have the
black tar. We have black tar out here.
Yeah, I tried that in Austin. I didn't like it.
It's not even here anymore.
Yeah.
There's no, they haven't done a heroin bust in Southern California,
because it's all
fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like 50 times more powerful than heroin.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes in a little cute pill.
Yeah.
That's not as scary as black tar heroin.
Right.
Like out here in California, black tar heroin's kind of scary. It literally looks like, you've seen it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like something that you just want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wrapped in a bow. We think of automatically hard drugs. You're under a bridge and you look scary and you're looking terrible, where you can now just pop a pill and looks enticing.
Right.
But it's something that is, continuing to grow. I mean, one of the girls that I sponsor, that was her drug of choice. It didn't start that way, and then it ended up that way. And then in the last year, she's lost 8 of her friends from fentanyl.
I've lost count.
That's
of the
insane.
people. Yeah, I have lost count of the people that I've lost. It's almost like death. I have dealt with so much death, even before the fentanyl, even just with the hair, like the pills and stuff. It started then, but then once fentanyl came around, then it was like literally daily, like on my Facebook, I'm like, who's dead today? It almost becomes like normalized. Like you become numb to like death, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh, like another one, which is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I think that's really fantastic that you are having that open dialogue, because it's life and death now.
Exactly.
At this point.
Yeah, I have Narcan in my house. I don't fuck around with every that. I also advocate that everybody, especially if you have kids, should have Narcan in your house, which causes some uproar on the Facebook. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, what
What
do other
like,
parents
why
or
is
mom?
my Narcan, or why is Narcan free for junkies, and my insulin is, however much money, which I support what you're trying to say, but that's not the addict's fault, right? That is big pharma. That is
Totally.
right. That's all of that.
Our
Your
healthcare system
anger
is
and your
not right.
frustration
Yeah.
is misplaced, right? So
Well, the other part about it is it's not just addicts that are dying.
Right.
There's a huge percentage of the people that are dying from fentanyl are a first time users.
right, right, exactly.
And
That's
then
what
they
I'm
don't even
saying.
know that they're
Right,
taking
right.
fentanyl.
Right.
They think they're taking an ecstasy. The kind of uproars that we get on ours is like, well, you shouldn't be using drugs in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, that's what I always say. It's not just addicts at all. They even people were telling me that they give it when someone gets a script these days of pain medicine, they give Narcan with it, which they never did
What?
back in my day. Yeah, I've heard like when the
Oh.
doctor prescribes someone pain medication, they also give Narcan with it just in
That's
case.
wild.
Which I think is awesome. I mean, I think the more Narcan around, more.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
we
but then
gotta
also
have
too,
Narcan,
on the flip
man.
side, it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. If you're having to give something along with a prescription, I don't
Are
know.
you
maybe
giving too many pills?
Yeah. Or
Because
is it
like,
a bigger dose? Like
Probably.
maybe we should let's see what's
Probably.
really going on with me. Am I really,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of we're just giving pills left and right. I mean, maybe we start there, but that's a whole nother conversation in the sense of the healthcare and big pharma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they have no problem writing prescriptions. And then, I mean, that we just saw, it was actually really, really good. I think it was called Painkillers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is so sad. And that's how it starts, because you're sick and you want to at least be present for your family or your kids and not be in so much pain. And then all of a sudden, the money and power and all of the things happen, and all these people end up getting their lives ruined and die.
Yeah, well, the
Because
plot
it's
of that movie is exactly why we are. Real life was caught in that whole thing. Like it was just absolutely insane. Another really good one is the one on Hulu with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Dope Sick.
Yeah,
I thought that
yeah.
one was better than
He's the
Painkiller.
doctor.
even.
What's the
He's
other one?
doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He
it
gets
goes
addicted
more into the
himself.
addict. Like it's like stories of like the
Yeah.
addicts
Right.
themselves,
Yeah.
like who were prescribed or whether, whatever. That one was really, really, they were both good. but-
What's the Peter Berg one, Jonathan? What was that called?
I forget.
That was another good one too.
so you grew up in New York. What part of New York?
Westchester?
Westchester.
Yeah. So just like north of the city.
North of the city.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you buy drugs in
Yeah.
the city?
Yes.
When did you move to
Absolutely.
Austin?
2018 when I came. So I went to treatment in
Okay.
Austin, and then I ended up staying. I wasn't planning on staying.
Oh wow.
I just was like, I guess I should try something new. It was suggested to me to do. So I had never done sober living or anything like
Mhm.
that before. I had just thought that I was going to come for like my little
Mhm,
30 day
mhm,
stay
mhm.
and then, go back
Yeah.
home and do what I was doing. And they were like, you can put some more time in now and like really get your shit together. Or you can like go home too early and make it a lot harder for yourself and possibly relapse and have to do this all again. Cause I was like, I don't want to be away from my son for that long. That was like my biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I ended up doing it even though it was super hard, but I was really able to focus on my recovery and
Yeah.
do what I needed to do. I did sober living for 7 months. Then I got an apartment, and then I was able to move my kid with me. Like, so it was like a
Wow.
whole process
Yeah.
of, yeah.
That's actually the way to do it.
Yeah, it
You know,
is.
that is
Who would have
that-
thought?
Yeah, who would have thought that the people that are in treatment
Right.
helping you get better
Mhm.
would know
Yeah.
what they're talking about,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we
Yeah.
suggest that stuff all
Yeah.
the time, and like 30 days, you're not even.
Right.
Your
Well,
brain's
it
not even
seems like
functioning.
so long, especially if you're fresh and you're like,
Oh,
that
for
seems
sure.
like a long ass time
Yeah.
in that. But really, for, to live the rest of your life
Yeah.
a better way, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's how they put it to me, right? It's like, you can keep doing this or just put like more time in right now.
Do it
and
right
then
the
be
first time.
good, hopefully, if it's what
And
you're
be
going to
that
do the
amazing
work.
parent for your son for the rest of his life.
Right.
They'll forgive,
Yeah.
Even if it hurts them a little
Yeah.
bit, they'll forgive.
Mm-hmm.
They will forgive to have their mom or their dad back
Yeah.
Right.
healthy and for
In
the
their
rest
life.
of their
Oh
life.
yeah.
Versus like mom and dad, and they don't know this. Their little brains can't even compute that, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
in our brains, unfortunately, when we're in the midst of our insanity, because the insanity, like I mean, she's 11, about to have 11 years. How many years do you have?
Almost 6. I was coming
6?
up on 6.
You look all tan, dude.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
not gonna
You
talk-
do
I'm not
look
gonna-
tan,
I'm not
right?
gonna talk
15
to
years
you.
off crack, baby. 15 years off crack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Came in off the bushes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I came in crying though. Bad.
Yeah.
Like I cried my first 6 months
Yeah.
every day. Every day I cried.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I mean, I feel like that come down and having
Oh,
to
my God.
do all that
Yeah.
will do that to you
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just grateful that the judge told me you have no choice.
Mm.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to do a year in rehab.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Long-term treatment is such a
Long-term
good
treatment
option.
is the way to go.
Right.
And here's the thing, and I talk about this every once in a while, but if insurance companies would
exactly.
actually pay for the long-term
Mhm.
treatment, like this
right,
this step
yeah.
down process of,
Yeah.
and actually pay for the people's sober living
Mhm.
for, sober living is not that much.
Right.
I mean, it's even here in Orange County, it's like 1,100 to 1,500 a month. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like expensive to some people, but compared to what it costs to put somebody through detox, that's 1,500 a day,
Right.
minimum.
Right.
Like that's an in-network price.
Right.
Out of network, you're possibly paying. The insurance companies are paying $2,000-$3,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be better financially and for the person's own personal health and long-term stability? How often do you go to the doctor now that you're not that you're not drinking and using? How often do you have to call an ambulance to pick you up
Right.
because you're overdosing?
Right. Exactly.
There's savings to these guys. I don't know how they haven't figured it out. Maybe they just want to kill
No,
us.
they
I
don't
don't know.
care.
I think they literally don't care.
And it
I
doesn't matter.
mean,
It's like
They
I
get
don't-
more money.
Yes,
They
exactly.
get-
It's like it does not matter to them because with how they look, it's there's not like a compassion or anything that makes sense because I mean we pay.
Well, the
and it's
numbers don't
insane.
even make sense to me in my head off of a spreadsheet, because if you're looking at the spreadsheet, if I give you 15 days of residential treatment and then I'm like, you're ready for outpatient
right.
and you're good to go, and then I'm going to give you another like 40 days in outpatient, and then you relapse I don't know, a little while later, 2 weeks after your outpatient's done, and you're back in detox and
Right.
you're starting over again. So you start adding all those numbers up. It doesn't even compute to what it would cost for me to put you in treatment for 1 year
Right.
in a step down process.
That's logical thinking in the sense of they don't care because eventually they're not.
And
gonna
they
go
don't
back.
get, here's the thing, they don't get more money. The insurance companies don't get more money. Your premium's your premium. Everybody gets paid a premium. They're not getting extra money because she's going to the hospital or that's money that they have to put out.
Right, but it doesn't matter to them because our healthcare system in general doesn't make sense. You pay
Yeah.
an astronomical amount of money a month
Right.
so that you have insurance. Yet when I go see the doctor, I'm still paying more money
Yeah. No.
on
it's
top of
insane.
that. Plus you're paying on top of like it just I don't really understand.
Well,
our
all of that
healthcare
makes
system.
sense to me, because otherwise you're in Canada and you have a Canadian healthcare
Are you
system.
a Canadian?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's a
Hey.
Hey. I can hear you.
Socialism.
Yeah, socialize.
Socialism.
I don't get our healthcare system at all.
I don't
It
either.
doesn't make
And
sense to me.
and
I don't
we have
either.
the best doctors in the world because they get paid
Yeah.
really, really well.
Yeah.
That's what is good about our
Yeah.
healthcare system.
I don't know. You could also flip it on the other side where you have a lot of crooked ones because they are getting paid really well and they're getting a lot of people hooked on stuff that they shouldn't be hooked on and they become addicts and then you're in this vicious cycle. You can say that too. I mean, obviously,
they're trying to stop that though. They have boundaries
They-
now.
yeah, because you have
It's a lot. It's
Yeah,
a lot better than what it
Yeah.
was.
yes,
I went
because they got
into-
caught and people were dying.
5
Right.
years ago,
So
you
it's
could have
like-
5 doctors. Now you can only have one.
Oh, yeah, they had to stop
Database,
doing
you
that
got
too.
signs.
Yeah.
There's a
when I was
database. You
in-
can
Yeah.
get busted at the. You can't have multiple
Yeah.
pharmacies
No.
You used
anymore.
to.
Days are over.
I know. Yeah, it was the good old days.
Yeah.
All you
Yeah,
had to do
exactly.
to get I remember where I was in New York, there was this one doctor and all you had to do was go in and be like, oh, I got into a car accident, I'm from Florida or I'm from somewhere else. I got into a car accident and like
Oh yeah.
fucked up my back or whatever, and I'm on like 10,000 milligrams of oxy, right? But like, I'm trying to wean off. That's what you would say. And then he would give you like a whole entire script plus Colonidine plus this. Like, he had this whole system, and then you're getting your own script of way more.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Sounds
so
like our
easy.
Starbucks. We had a Starbucks doctor here in Orange
Yeah.
County. He literally worked out of the Starbucks. He didn't even have an office.
Wow. Yeah.
Wait, he literally was just at
At Starbucks. Yeah.
So he was just
Irvine,
a
I
drug dealer
think.
that kicked
Yeah.
the Starbucks.
He's in prison right now, but
Fuck yeah, he is.
you know who he is, right,
Yeah,
Shane?
yeah.
That Starbucks doctor?
Yeah.
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 Just fucking go pay him like
I think
100.
it was like $50.
Was
or
it
something.
50?
was
It
like
wasn't
50.
even like
I
100.
don't.
Wow,
I
the
think maybe 100
low.
the first visit, 50 for every other.
It was like 150 for the
Prescription.
initial and then
Yeah.
50 for every
Yes.
prescription
Prescription
re-up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, but you could pump through. Just think, if you're pumping through, what, 2 minutes to write that script, send it in,
Yeah.
you get the $50. It was all in cash.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing people.
Yeah, it's,
No bueno.
Killing people.
And you have a second child, a boy.
Yes.
Same guy.
Mhm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm-
They're 10 years apart. It's a wild, crazy
Yeah, tell
story.
us.
So
Yeah, that's weird.
we met. So we. It is weird. No, it is.
Yeah,
You're right.
is it weird?
Every
Because
t- no, it
I mean,
is.
he hadn't even
It
got
is.
there yet. She hasn't even told the story,
Yeah.
and
No, because
it's weird.
10
No,
years through
immediately it makes-
addiction,
it made
10
doesn't
years
make a lot-
through addiction. I'm just thinking, how 10 years later,
So
same
we
father?
originally. So we met when we were 15.
Yeah.
And we started our addictions together, right? We went through all of the things together. We got pregnant at 18, had Johnny when I just turned 19, and then we continued right after that, continued with our addiction. We were running buddies. Like, we had such a toxic using relationship.
Yeah.
He actually got sober in, I want to say 2013, 2014. And he was sober for 5 years. He was sober for 5 whole years
Wow.
with no program, he like went to a 90-day treatment, went to halfway for a few months, and like got his fucking life together.
wow.
And I was consistently trying to like get my shit together. And I was just so amazed that he could do that, because I could never do that with no meetings, with no program, with no nothing. But he ended up relapsing. We got pregnant, and like he was sober for years. And like I said, he didn't do any of the work or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, maybe you just weren't an addict. Maybe you just got
Right.
I used to tell him that.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I could never, like, I could never do that. I like,
Neither.
that is great. I love that for you, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. So I used to say that. I'm like, you're not an addict. Like, I'm an addict, because I just wouldn't be able to do that. And he started drinking, socially here and there. And then when we got pregnant, he moved down. We got pregnant. Like, we were not together for years. We would co-parent, and then we would be on and off, and then,
Rekindle,
whatever. Right.
and it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were always like friends throughout, for the most part, or we were literally trying to kill each other. Either one. That's how it went for a long time. But he did not tell me that he started drinking before he came down to Austin. And so then he was working in the restaurant. He ended up relapsing like really, really, really bad. So, and I'm sober, so it was a whole absolute for years. And he went, we don't have meth back in New York. He went that route, and it just got really, 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 really bad. It was like the most traumatic experience for years.
Wow.
Like, we had to get a protective order. It was really bad,
I'm sorry.
but he is better. He got arrested last year, and he is coming up on a year clean.
Nice.
Oh,
like,
wow.
in the next couple
Good
weeks.
for him.
So I am so proud of him.
Good for him.
I'm really sometimes we just have to go, and now he
Yeah.
knows,
Yes.
now I'm like, okay, maybe you
Yeah.
maybe you are maybe you are like me, maybe you are an addict. I should have never said
Yeah.
that, and I'm very, very proud of him.
Yeah.
And I think that certain things just have to happen the way that they
For
happen.
sure.
And that's what it is, so
Does he work a program now?
yeah, he goes to meetings. He's a lot more avid in
Where's he living?
He was living with me right now.
Okay.
So we're trying to do the
That's what I
co-parent,
was about to ask.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, and it's a
Wow.
beautiful thing,
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm saying. You're you guys are true loves.
right,
really.
yeah,
You guys were since 15
yeah,
through all
yeah.
the shit. I mean, he's seen you.
We've seen each
Pretty
other.
bad.
Yeah, right. We have been through
That's
everything
good for you
together,
guys. Good for
and
you
so we were like, it just
Wow.
makes sense.
Yes.
We have 2 kids.
Yeah.
It makes sense to
100%.
try to
Yes.
figure that whatever
Yeah.
and however it
Yes.
ends up, it
Right.
ends up, right? Like, if it doesn't work out, that's fine too. Right now it just makes sense. The kids are in the house. He's staying with us. and he's doing really well, and he's
Kids
able
happy.
to right.
Yeah.
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 So-
Listen, I fell in love with a girl in treatment, married her. That's 15 years ago.
Wow.
And you
And you
guys
guys
are
stayed
still,
sober?
and you guys are
Wait,
still.
you guys met in treatment?
In treatment.
Did you stay
Oh.
and you stay? So you got
No,
you're
we
like
used
the
2 years together.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I was
saw
like
her-
you guys are the exception
I
to
saw
the
her
rule.
beat down bad. She
Yeah.
saw me beat down. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But we went through it and we're still together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
16. Just
beautiful.
celebrated 16 years of marriage.
Oh, congratulations.
December 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day after
Amazing.
Christmas.
I had a
Yeah.
rehab romance too.
Yeah.
Ended up in a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and look what it led to.
I've had her since she was 36 days old because her
Yeah.
mom is
Oh,
just
okay.
never got clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It goes like that. It's hard.
It's hard.
You
man.
see it
It's
all the time.
hard.
You see it a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a. Rehab.
you don't have any.
I
you
never.
don't-
I never did that.
Your rehab romance is right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
you were fresh out of rehab.
Thank
Right?
you, Dad. Yeah.
But he's a normie,
He's a
so it's
normie.
not the same. It's not quite the same. Because man, you meet somebody in the 12-step program or in rehab,
Nasty.
you guys think you're gonna work the steps together.
Yeah.
You're in love.
I'm like, I'll be your I would find the sickest student
But
in the room.
not only-
I'll be
totally.
your sponsor.
Right.
I will be
Which-
your sponsor right now.
Yep.
I do recall continuously hearing all the time, you guys, focus on yourselves. And immediately everyone's like running to whoever is the sickest,
Yeah.
thinking that
That was me
it's just
for a long
deflection,
time.
you know?
Yeah.
Easy. Because it's
Yeah,
hard
just
to
grasp onto
it's
the
hard to peel back the
you know,
onion
that-
and look
that-
yourself in the mirror and be like,
Yeah.
whoa.
and
I
they
am
make you
terrible.
feel good.
When you take away the drugs, you need some. If you're not in the right, you're not in the work yet, and you're
Yeah.
not realizing
Yeah.
all these things. Your first instinct is to literally get the next
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
that you can fill that like void with,
100%.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That distraction. I was like that. I was like that for years, and that was
Yeah.
another part of the reason why I didn't, the 12-step program. I was going to meetings since I'm 17, and I would do that
Yeah.
consistently. Like I would just find the sickest dude in the room. We would just have this like trauma bond. We're gonna keep each other clean and all this, and it ended up terribly every single time. It took me a long time to,
Sure.
I had to do things like 1,000 times to like get it through my
Yeah.
head. It wasn't just like 1, 2, 3. It was like, okay, now like that's enough slices, please. Like,
Right.
yeah,
God.
yeah. It took me a while.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm very much
Slices.
like
Girls
that.
are tough.
Oh.
Girls
Yeah.
are tough.
I mean, yeah, statistically, and I have statistics because of owning treatment centers for 20 years. Our patients are always about 70% men,
Mm-hmm.
30% women. The women stay significantly less time in treatment than the men do, because typically a lot of the women are in relationships. They're moms, they're
Right,
this, they're
yeah.
that.
Or kids.
They have kids, and there's somebody that they have to go back
Yeah.
to.
Or
Right.
They
think
have-
they're-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then you've got if you're in a relationship with an addict already and you're not an addict, you've got some
Oof.
serious codependency
Mhm.
issues anyways. And
Yeah.
if like my significant other is in treatment too long, I'm going to start to, I don't have anybody to take care of anymore.
Yeah.
And then it causes a problem,
Craziness,
right?
Yeah.
That's why I personally love the 12 steps, and I feel like they need to rename
For
it something and put
everybody.
it for every person out there, because it is a really good at you look at you. Like,
Right.
you are not a nice person.
I say
you,
that,
like you need
yeah.
to take accountability for your bad behavior and stop pointing your finger at everybody else. You're not a victim. Get up and get on with it and be a nice human being, and really having to constantly do that. And I thought I was a really good person before. and then when I actually had to go through the steps, I was like,
Oh.
and then even
Boy,
in
I
my
was
first
selfish,
year of
wasn't
marriage,
I?
even in my
Yeah.
first year of marriage, because okay, yes, I was fresh out of rehab and I didn't tell him. And then one of my slip ups was, because I had kind of relapsed multiple times after I
Yeah.
thought I graduated the program. But one of my last relapse was actually with my now husband, which is really, really crazy even saying it out loud. But I'm really thankful that it did happen, because it worked out. and he got to really see the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of
Yeah,
like, bitch, no,
to
like, you are-
understand it.
And he's a very like, he blows my mind because the way that he thinks is like, how does like someone like you exist? Because my brain doesn't work like that
Right.
at all. I do
Yeah.
not process things like at all. And he's so damn smart. He saw it instantly, and he was like, oh yeah, she has a severe problem, as
Right.
opposed to like other
Stage
people.
4 alcoholic here.
Yeah,
Stage
exactly.
four, right.
And other people could have chalked it up and made an
4.3.
excuse or something like, oh, maybe you had a bad whatever.
Right.
But with that being said, it's even our first year of marriage, even though I was working a program, I would still have, because I was fresh, because it was literally like we have 10 years of marriage. I'm about to be 11. So like I was fresh out of the loony bin, you know, when we got together.
Brand new.
So my first year, I still was working on certain character defects that I really didn't think that I was doing anymore. But, you know, I married a very smart man, and I would lie about dumb things because I just got used to lying. I would lie about what I ate. Things of no didn't matter. I just kind of was in this routine of that's just like kind of what I did. So having those steps really would do wonders for just even normies, you know, because it's very much having to work on yourself as opposed to pointing the finger at everybody else for why you're at wherever you're at.
Yeah, I say that all the time. I'm always like, we are lucky that we have this.
But I do too.
We're lucky that
Yes,
we have this
have
like
tools.
guide, right? And these tools.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think everybody could benefit.
For sure. And like,
Everybody could benefit.
100%. Especially like cleaning up your side of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about them, worry about you.
Yeah,
Right.
who
What
cares
did you
about
do?
their side of the street?
Yeah,
Could be messy as
exactly.
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever it is, you know.
And in every situation, regardless of how, whether it's business, romantic, whatnot, and there's going to be certain instances where it's clear as day that it perhaps could be the other person's fault. However, it takes two people to have some type of interaction. So if you really peel everything back and look at what was the root of, you're going to find something in there is going to, you're going to be able to figure it out without thinking you did nothing,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's like really, we are lucky.
We
Well,
are
really lucky.
The
We are.
important part is like what role did you play in it?
Right.
Not what role did Shane play in
Yeah.
it in this, you know, argument or whatever little thing it is, you know, and it gets you out of the victim mode.
For sure.
Mhm.
You know, there's nothing worse than being like a victim.
Oh man, I was in victim mode
Yeah.
for my whole life, you know, once I did the steps and I realized so many things. It was like such an eye-opening experience. I was like, no way. Like
Yeah.
even just my character defects, like, my sponsor wrote down
Mhm.
everything she heard, you know, in
Mine
my
too.
like I'm like, damn,
know.
okay, that's a little like okay.
And she would repeat it.
and
too,
then
she
she's
would
like,
do the-
add more.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
all right, damn. Give me a second.
Mhm.
So it's super eye-opening
Mhm.
to like look at all that and then realizing, and then now you're now I'm like
Yeah.
too self-aware. Like I lived in delusion for so long, and now I'm like overly self-aware to the
Yeah.
point where I'm like, oh, I would like to be a little bit like just like take a little bit of self-awareness away from me, because it's like I can't do my brain doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like super aware of every single thing that I do now. So there's no like excuse to be like, oh, I just didn't know,
Totally.
you know, like I have to correct it. I have to
Mhm.
do whatever I have to do around it, which is not always fun, but yeah.
Do you ever go back to the treatment center that you went through?
So I worked there. Once I got a year clean, I worked there for a bit. And I actually left, like I got this like cool job at Austin Airport. I was working at this like, you know, bar, restaurant, lounge thing. And I left to go work in treatment. Once I got a year, I was like waiting because I just wanted
Yeah.
to do that. And it's something I'm always so passionate about, is just like working with addicts and
Mm-hmm.
doing all that. And then COVID happened. I had a baby and like all this other stuff. So I haven't been back in a while, but I'm definitely due to go back. That's on my list this year. It's to start doing more like H&Is and
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
locally. I used to
Sure.
do that all the time, you know, in my early sobriety. And then once I like COVID happened, I had Silas and life got really
Yep.
crazy. So I kind of had to put stuff like that. I had to do virtual meetings for
Yeah.
I had no one, you know, when I was doing the solo mom thing, I had nobody. I was doing like completely virtual meetings, and now I run like my own support recovery meetings.
What,
Saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, what made you?
So
I wanted to go into even what made you decide, you know what? 1, I'm going to start doing social media. 2, I'm just going to lay it all out there. And 3, I'm going to be vulnerable and just talk about my sobriety.
yeah, well, so I never planned to do social media. Like I said, I downloaded TikTok during quarantine, and the dances weren't working out for me because I can't dance. Okay. And then I just started getting on there like ranting, you know, just
Sure,
talking
yeah.
how I talk, and
Yeah.
people thought I was funny. And
You
then I had
totally are.
one video. Thank you.
Especially when you do like the double, when you respond as it's obviously you, but you know, what do you call it? When you're basically 2 people,
Like the
you're playing 2 people.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm
Hello?
Yeah, I know.
The word's right here.
I'm like, girl,
alter
you do it.
ego
Yeah, and like
type
you'll-
person.
Yeah.
That.
Those are great.
Yeah, so I wasn't trying to do social media. It just kind of came about, and then I started with mom content. I didn't really start out with recovery content. And then I just started sharing little by little about, like, I didn't go balls to the wall immediately. Like I slowly, because it was such a big part of my life.
Yeah.
I was like, it's only right that if, you know, I'm sharing about this mom stuff, I might as well see, you know, what kind of reaction I get from this and see how this goes. So I started little by little. And then with the response that I was getting, is that my phone?
No, it's fine.
Is it okay? Sorry. Yeah, with the response that I was getting, I was like, wow, you know, like this. And during COVID and stuff, the community online, I met all of these other, I wasn't even like big yet at that time. And it brought me to other recovery content, algorithm stuff. So I met people on TikTok. I met this other girl named Nikki Hagen, and we together decided to start because she was, she does like maintenance, you know, like Suboxone for her. That's her route of recovery. And we were kind of thinking of something that everybody can be accepted. I know that I work a 12-step program. That's what worked for me. Sure. But there are a lot of people that I was getting responses from that just didn't feel accepted in a lot of places. And we were like, why don't we come up with a place where everybody, no matter what, is welcome? Right. And so that's how the Zoom meetings came about. And we have a lot of people in 12-step in there, and then other people will want to, like, they didn't have a good experience, you know, with whatever, which I've been there myself. Yeah. I used to work NA back in New York, and I had a really bad experience going to an AA meeting once in New York. And I was like, I hated it. I was like, I'll never do this again. Yeah. And then I had a totally different experience in Austin. And I'm super like it saved my life. So yeah, we just it's a support group. It's not a program. It's just where everybody can come and feel welcome and, you know, not be alone and get whatever advice they need to receive. And it's just been such a blessing.
Yeah, I know. Is it all on Zoom?
Yeah. It's on Zoom.
It's the first one on her Instagram there.
I'm actually meeting. So 3 of the people that are in the meeting that have been joining for a while, they live close by here. So at some point while I'm here, I'm going to meet up with them. I've never met them in person, but these people are like my family. Like I'm telling you, like
we do this. We do the same thing. Tonight we have a Zoom meeting.
Yeah. That's so cool.
At 6 p.m.
Yeah, Pacific.
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
Link is in our bio.
Yeah.
It's in the link.
Did you guys, have you been doing that this whole time that you've been doing the,
like 6 months.
Yeah. It's so cool.
We started doing it for the same reason. Like, well, we started doing it too because we wanted, we've had so many moms that have lost their child to fentanyl follow us. And we wanted a place for them to be able to come and they just love to see other addicts that are healing and getting better. And it's open to everybody.
Oh, I love that.
It's not just
to feel okay and and let go and be vulnerable and
we let loved ones come in and share.
I love
and
that.
Just like whatever. But a lot of our speakers. Speaking of that, who's our speaker tonight?
It's in my phone. My phone's plugged in. All
right, cool.
Yeah.
A lot of our most of our speakers seem to be 12-step based. But we don't
discriminate.
We don't discriminate.
Yeah,
like anybody could. We have guys we have a guy on ours that's like 11 years sober or something, 7 years sober. he had never been to a meeting in his life, and this is the only meeting he's ever
Yeah.
attended.
I have a lot of people
Uh-huh.
like that
and
in my meetings.
he just comes
too.
to this meeting
Yeah.
every week. This is
Yeah.
his support group.
And
He
some
got
people are
got
not
clean
sober.
because of prison, and
Yeah.
he's a motivational speaker.
Oh, yeah,
and
you're right.
Ma-
yeah.
is he like he's
Yes.
like
The
the
king of
Yeah.
the number one
number one
motivation,
motivation.
Philadelphia or something. Is it
No,
Philly?
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say New York.
No,
They're all-
no.
Out of control.
Somewhere over there
Yeah.
on the East Coast. We
Yeah.
don't know. Like, you know,
Yeah.
hey, California is really big, so we're like the entire West Coast. There's
Yeah.
these other states up there where we don't even know what they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oregon and Washington.
True.
It's cloudy up there. Nobody wants to go up there.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Well,
I mean,
New York is like New York is like this big. And
Mhm.
so you came from the state
Yeah.
that was like this big, and it was full of people.
Yeah.
Like oversaturated with people, to this big giant state where you live now,
Yeah.
where you could actually fit the whole entire
but Austin,
population.
I feel like is it's like a little
It's like a city.
small.
It's not like New York, but it's, I mean, I like Austin a lot.
Yeah.
It's very different. I didn't know what when I went to treatment, when I was like being set up in the process of going to treatment, the treatment center that I went to actually had a location in Florida, and that's where I wanted to go. That's where I was supposed to
course.
go, but they had no beds.
Yeah,
So
they
when
didn't
told
have
me
any
Texas,
beds.
I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm
That
from
was
New York.
God.
Yep.
That was
That's
God.
called-
He
that's
knew.
called- that's
They're
called
all,
the old-
"We ain't not sending you to Florida.
No, that's
It's about
called
to
the old.
pop."
That's called the old bait and switch.
I was like,
Yeah.
I like the beach. I'll take Florida for 500,
Yeah.
Alex. And but no, I had to go to Austin. So they're like Texas, and I had never ever on my radar. Like I had never even thought to go to Texas ever in my
Mhm.
life. I'm like, it just wasn't on my radar anywhere. And I'm like, I need to buy cowboy boots. I'm gonna be in tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, I don't know how. But then I got to Austin. And I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. So
you literally thought there was going to be tumbleweeds.
I really did. That's what I
And it-
pictured.
dirt-
Texas.
dirt-
I don't
dirt
know.
road-
I had never
dirt
been like
roads.
cowboys and like, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Now, what do you think of cowboys?
Cowboys are cool.
I still have yet. That was one of the
She's like,
biggest
I still,
things.
there ain't no cowboy.
No,
Look, he's
me
got
and
cowboy
Jonathan-
boots on right now.
There you go. You got your own cowboy right
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right there. Put on a
I got
cowboy.
my-
hat.
right
You
there.
just-
So my little
right there.
technical-
Do you have a
Cute.
cowboy buckle on?
Yeah.
You got any buckles like that,
But
or
we've
you
never-
still dress?
No.
You still dress New York out there?
Yeah.
And what do they think?
I mean, a lot of people. There's Austin is such like a, what do they call it, a transplant city. And
Yeah.
it's people from everywhere. It's
Oh,
not a lot of people.
say-
Most of the people I feel like are not.
Oh, yeah.
from Austin.
They say it's like the blue bubble and the what is it? The
It's
blueberry
definitely
and
the
red
in the red
thing?
state. Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah.
one thing that I had a misconception of before moving to Texas was Jonathan and I, typical Californians, when we moved, we couldn't wait to see the cowboy hats and the
The Daisy Dukes.
all of it. And then I remember us looking at each other saying, we've been here for a little while. And
There's only one Daisy Duke, bro. Stop it.
Who?
God, Daisy Duke. You
Donna.
can't,
Donna's my Daisy Duke.
right?
Good answer.
good.
Good
Nice.
answer. Boom! That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Don't pay attention to Shane.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done,
Right?
sir.
I know.
Way to make me look bad.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
It's not hard,
Yeah.
Shane. It's really
was
not
for me.
hard.
Was for me.
But
I lied.
I want him and I have been saying that we want to go and hang out in Austin just to experience it.
You
because
should.
We've only been
Go do some karaoke.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I think we've ever been to Austin is one for just like wrestling and
But now you have a
and then-
reason to go visit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah,
far
yeah,
away? How
that's
far away are you
4
guys?
hours?
4 hours.
And then his
Yeah, it's
friend,
not far.
isn't that where Elias was raced? Yeah. And then, but we were just kind of in and out for an event, so
Yeah.
we haven't really got to go have dinner and do the whole thing.
Yeah, come by.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Austin's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool enough because you ended up staying.
Yeah. It is. And the recovery community there. I mean, that's really why I ended
Yeah.
up staying. The recovery community there is just amazing. Something like I've never experienced. It wasn't like
Oh,
that back home in
wow.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the meetings, the people I met,
Yeah.
like literally
Which is
like
important.
yeah, absolutely. Like your support network is everything.
For sure.
So
A
that's
cold state
I
is tough.
don't.
Mhm.
A cold state is tough. You got to be there 10 minutes early. You're taking your clothes off.
Yeah.
You're
Like
defrosting.
you talking about like New York?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
defrosting. You want to get the coffee. You're focused on yourself. By
Right.
the time the meeting starts, you're half hour in.
Yeah.
You're in a bad
You're
mood.
thinking about
You forgot your
moving.
gloves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cold.
That's
And
the
there's
thing.
less. There's where I'm from. There was just way less
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah, you
way
see?
less
That's what I'm
options. Way
saying.
less young people.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a shit ton out here. That's why we're
There's a
here.
lot in
That's
Austin,
why like
too.
we're right here. Like this is Orange County.
Yeah.
I mean Los Angeles too, but Orange County has an amazing recovery community.
Yeah.
And the AA has the Icky Paw out here, which
Yeah,
is the
for
young
kids,
people.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's what was that weird?
Don't know.
noise?
Something came back from the machine over there.
What?
Fell.
Hello?
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 Are we still here?
Jesus.
God?
Jesus.
Weird. Hopefully this black thing's not coming down on us.
Wait.
I mean, what if that happened? Because you remember when we had a vet. It's like brand new. We were just
Yeah.
barely doing it. Probably our 10th episode,
Yeah.
9th episode, and we had these those things up there, and we had a vet in here a combat veteran who like
Killed people.
some serious shit happening. He's
Yeah.
in the middle of talking about
Oh,
killing
no.
people in Fallujah,
Yeah.
and that
Fell on him.
fell
Oh no.
and hit him right in the head.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it's we left it. It's in the
It
episode.
is.
I'm gonna have to
It's
go
about, we
How
did make
he
a reel.
How did he react? Was he?
He got a little scared at first, and then
He
he
quit.
was
He quit a few months later.
yeah he did work here
He
for a
did
little
work
while.
here for a
Not
little
for the
bit.
Hopeaholics,
No.
but for
No, for hope.
the Infinity
Yeah.
Group.
Mm.
So, anyways, I wanted to I want to touch base on the fact that like a lot of people follow you, they follow us, looking for hope, looking for and one of the things is I notice about you is you're fun, and recovery is fun, and I think that a lot of addicts are scared
Oh yeah.
that life is going to be boring.
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever feel that way
Oh,
when you were
yeah,
getting sober? Like, what are you going to do?
I couldn't picture my life. I just like couldn't picture. I didn't know when you get sober, or at least when I got sober, I was like an infant. I had no idea what I liked to do because all I liked to do was get high. Like I had no hobbies, I had no interests. I had to figure all of that out. But then once I started exploring new things, and then also within the recovery community, like you just start going out to eat, you start just doing the stupidest things that aren't even like,
Yeah.
they're like nothing, but they're so much fun because you're actually feeling things. You're laughing. You get that belly laugh back, and I've had way more fun in sobriety than I ever have in my life,
Yeah.
because I didn't have any quality of life before. Like there was really nothing. It was just me getting high.
Yeah.
That was it. I have done so many things that are just like beyond my wildest dreams now, and I have fun every single day. And I actually have a personality back for so long. I was just like, just nodded out, just not, around. And yeah, so I have a lot of fun every day, and I try to make every day as fun as possible.
Now, this alter ego that you created, because that we watch you.
Yeah.
Been following you for a while, and I knew that it was an alter ego and something funny, but then we get to know you in person, and you're a very intelligent young lady.
Oh, thanks.
How did you create this alter ego?
I
Was
mean,
this something you always had?
Yeah, I mean, 'cause it
That's
is
your gift.
it-
You're supposed to be a comedian.
I guess I don't
Yes.
know. I really do
It
get
comes
on
out.
there, and I just be myself a little bit more exaggerated and try to come with whatever. I just say whatever is on in my brain at that time, and how it comes out is how it. Obviously, that's not how I talk 24/7. Like people
Right.
will meet me in person and they're expecting me to be like, like
For sure.
just the craziness of it all. But I think that's what drew people to me, I guess. Like that type of, I would just get on there and just whatever is up there wasn't much planning, would just come out, and that's how that just kind of came about. I don't know.
Well, that's how I look at. That's why you struck me as a potential or possible comedian, because that's how I feel any comedians that I enjoy watching. one, they're funny, and two, it doesn't look like they're trying. So you watch a lot of people trying to be funny on social media, and it just doesn't come across as well, right?
Right.
And then on one of yours, I was dying. You were basically talking about yourself, like, don't be talking about my friend.
Oh yeah,
Don't be
yeah,
talk-
yeah. Don't talk
You-
to my friend like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. You are
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You are, and I was rolling because it's so funny. Yet everybody talks to themselves like that. So it's it's a fun way to remember. Don't talk to yourself like shit because you wouldn't talk to your best friend like that.
Right.
I
You
would
know what I'm
never-
saying? Exactly.
I'd never be telling my best friend. I'd never be like, you know what, you're a fat piece of
Yeah,
shit. Look
right.
at you. What
Never.
is wrong with
Never.
you? Why do you look like such shit?
Right.
Look at you.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier
I'm gonna
to
fight
call
you.
it out.
I'm gonna fight you.
it's-
You were
yes.
I was rolling.
Yeah. I mean, because that's how I talk to my friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't you ever
Yeah.
say that again.
Yeah.
And I when I'm making those, I'm talking to everyone that needs it, but I'm also talking to my
For
damn
sure.
self sometimes because
Exactly.
I'm just as guilty as
Yes.
anybody else. You know, we all have such negative self-talk, and I think that it's an easier way. I try to make things, I know it's easier for me to digest things if they're in a funny way.
Yeah.
So I try to put my humor and my personality into the things I do, but also try to, like, you know, because there was a point in time on my TikTok when a lot of my stuff was like complaining. I was a solo mom. I had a toddler. I was watching other people's kids at the same time because that's what I did for a job before this. I was like running a home daycare essentially. And your girl was stressed. I wasn't asleep. Silas would put me through the ringer. Okay. He was not an easy toddler at all. And a lot of it was like complaining.
Mhm.
And I realized that after a certain time, I'm like, okay, we're going to like, I've always been like, you know, goofy and whatever, but I'm like, I really need to like shift this to a more positive thing. And then I always just, it's a way for me to help other people, also help my damn self. Cause it's easier for me to call it out in other people. And then once I'm calling it out in other people, it's like, okay, man, also you, what are you doing? And, so yeah, I don't know. That's just how it came about.
Yeah, it comes across. It's awesome. I love it. And it's really good. And I think that sometimes obviously there's always a time and a place for everything. I'm not saying that, you know, sometimes doing serious talks and whatnot and addressing things comes across really great too. And everybody has their little thing that they're able to do. But sometimes you see so much, especially right now, I feel like in this like kind of since COVID, and it's like, okay, it's hard to come across as positive when you have an influencer or somebody sitting there saying, like, crying and being so down and it's like, wait, what's the message here? Because I'm not feeling good after it. You know, it's like, now I feel bad for you.
Right.
What? Like, bitch, you're living in a multi-million-dollar home. Stop crying. Get your ass up off the floor.
Yeah.
You know, when it's like, I'm not saying that but we're all the same. Like, people,
Right.
we're all the same. It's go travel the world. We all feel the same thing, which is pain, which is fear, which is we're scared. We want all of the things that we want is universal.
Right.
And
So
go out and
it's like-
face those damn things,
Huh?
man. Go out and face those
Yeah.
damn things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't sit around and talk about it. I like to. It's cool to talk about your fears, but talk about it in a way of like, I'm about to go do this.
Yeah,
And I'm scared
doing
as
this.
I'm scared as fuck right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to, like, I can't wait until the day that we are sitting here and watching your. I'll probably be watching Instagram because I'm not really a TikToker.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm about to go up on stage
Yeah,
right
this is
now.
it,
I'm
this is it.
fucking.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
scared as fuck,
To your
Yeah.
point,
but I'm
though,
doing it
Let's
anyways.
do it.
I think too, it's one of those things because everybody has social media and everybody can get on it. So even those moments, because I do feel, you know, there's always people can deliver messages in different ways and it still can hit somebody
Right.
powerful. But sometimes because people are watching others, they're trying to regurgitate or think that that's what they're supposed to say. So it just doesn't come across as authentic or genuine. So that's why when your page is, that's why I'm like, dude, you're a comedian. It just is so natural. It's funny. It's good. The content's great. And I feel, isn't that what comedians are?
I
One
hope
day.
so.
I
Well, I don't know.
will-
I don't know. We can talk about the Cat Williams episode,
Yeah,
and then we can talk about how a lot
It
of
was super
these
good.
people stole his jokes and stuff.
Who's Cat Williams?
What?
What?
You have? Where you been?
What?
You've been in
Mexico.
Where you been?
Who's Cat Williams?
You didn't hear
Oh
about
my
the
God.
whole Cat Williams throwing everybody under the bus from
Oh.
the comedy
I
store?
wouldn't say
He was on Shay Shay Club
No.
Club Shay Shay.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Shannon
really
Sharp.
good.
You know who
I saw
Shannon Sharp is?
snippets. I
Yeah.
didn't
It's good.
see the.
It's good.
I'm only
Right.
20
He-
minutes deep in, and he
Okay.
throws he's killing Cedric the Entertainer.
I saw-
Steve,
yeah,
Steve
I saw
Harvey.
that.
I wouldn't really say he's like throwing him under the bus. He's just basically tired of hearing a story
People
that didn't really happen.
Right.
And then when they get asked if something happened, like the Cedric the Entertainer, I got asked about stealing a joke. And in the comedian world, you can't do that,
Right.
Because that's like you're plagiarizing. It's not.
I mean, if you did steal the joke back in 1999, we're in 2024. You could be like, you know what? I was a young buck.
Yes.
I stole the fucking joke.
What did
Yeah,
that
I
say?
stole the fucking joke.
Cedric the Entertainer needs to work a 12-step program because he would
Yeah.
he would do his inventory
And then- and
then
then-
he would be able to take accountability and you'd be like, you know what, Kat? It was such a good joke. My bad,
It was such a
dog.
good. It was
Yeah.
such a
Hungry.
good joke, man. I stole it. You know, and I crushed it.
Yeah.
Maybe I even said it better than you, Kat.
Yeah,
Right?
he did.
Maybe I said it better
Yeah.
than
He
you.
did.
Yeah.
So
he
actually,
changed.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I think he just had opportunity. To
I
kind
don't like Hollywood, man.
know.
I hope that like
I'm
people,
happy
I hope
it's
that
happening,
people
though.
like us
Expose them
take
all.
people like us
Yeah.
take over. You know, I hate mainstream media. I hate fucking Hollyweird. And
I've never been to Holly. Weird.
Oh, it's weird, baby.
no,
I've
yeah.
heard. I've
It's
heard.
or gatekeepers or people making or tricking people and just making people.
I mean,
think
you
that it's
see all
one
of the
way.
weird shit on the news. Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah.
Bill
Yeah,
but think about this.
Cosby.
Those are the ones we've heard. How many people
There's
are in an
Hun-
addiction
hundreds
or
and
dead
hundreds.
because they basically
Epstein Island.
Yeah.
That's all Hollyweird.
Yeah.
They like that weird shit. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, because it's
Not all of them, but you know, there's some of them.
yeah the vast majority. But now that
The vast
because-
majority of them.
I'm just saying, you know, now that we do have social media and we
The
do have a
world-
guy like Cat Williams that is able to go
Mhm.
on a platform like Club Shay Shay. So shout out to Shannon Sharp because I do like watching his show.
Yeah, shout out to Shannon Sharp
Yeah.
for giving a platform for people to come out and say whatever the fuck they want to
And
say
he does. He's
and,
able
and just
to-
put it out
yeah.
because
Football player,
he
right?
had Cedric the
Football player.
Entertainer. Yeah, he had
Yeah.
Cedric the Entertainer on his show. I think it was
and
Cedric.
Steve Harvey.
Oh, and Steve Harvey on the show before Cat Williams
Yeah.
came on, and Cat Williams was telling him, "How could you let these guys
Lie to
say
you.
this
Lie
shit?
to your
Lie
face."
to your face." I mean, it's good.
Really?
It's really good. Yeah.
Shannon Sharp. I'm gonna watch it.
It's,
Yeah,
it's-
Club Shay
I'm
Shay.
late.
Club
he's
Shay Shay.
he's a good interview.
Maybe
Yeah.
like on your way home.
Yeah,
on
it's
on
great.
the plane. I don't know what
Mhm.
you do on the plane.
He's just a really good interviewer because he gives them the space to talk without trying to guide the interview with, you know, I mean, he obviously does his homework because he has the questions that he wants to touch on and ask.
Right.
But, you know, when you watch 60 Minutes or something, they're just trying to either, you know, get you
Yeah.
talking about something that you don't really want to talk about, or they're trying to lead you the whole entire way where he kind of lets the guest flow. And it's
Yeah.
cool. It's nice. It's a nice
There's
compliment.
no
watch it. I'm gonna have to
authenticity
watch
to shows like 60 Minutes or any mainstream media outlet. There's
That's why podcasts are
there's
thriving.
always an agenda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have
Yeah.
no agenda here. Like and one thing that we don't do, which Shannon Sharp does it, and he really studies his guests, right? Like I mean, we don't really like study our guests too much all the time. They might study a little bit more than I do.
We kind of read the back page.
Yeah.
You know, in the book we read the
Because
we
you
read
want to
the-
know why, though? If I have a question for you and I don't know the answer to it, but it's somewhere on your social media and you tell it to me, my response is so much more authentic.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, shit, I
I-
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
You're
I
getting
didn't
it
know that
live.
about you.
Yeah.
But
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
it's kind of different though because you have to think in Shannon Sharp, he's asking people that have they've been in the
Limelight.
Hollywood or the limelight for
Yeah.
so long that people that are huge fans from whether it's a comedian or a professional athlete, they've done some stuff, whether it's good or bad, that's out there for the entire public and has been seen. So
Right.
people that are watching his show, they want him to ask that question. How's your family? How was your wife? Like what happened? You know, where we're a little bit different because we can just shoot the shit and get to know people. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Where that's I feel like that's a little bit different.
Shoot
Yeah.
the shit.
Shoot the
Shoot
shit.
the
Did you see that
shit.
MSNBC guy break down crying talking about January 6th 3 years ago?
What?
What a
Who?
fucking loser.
Wait,
Did you
wait,
see
what,
that?
what dude?
Did you watch it?
Oh,
You
no,
saw
but
that.
just the fact that
was
if it was
crying.
3 years
Ew.
ago,
I
and
can't even. Well, he was.
I can't even talk about January
Yeah,
6th.
bro.
We're
That's
not
what
going
he
to
was
talk about
nuts.
politics,
Anyways,
but
forget about it. All right.
I'm like so late on every. I guess I don't.
did you
get
hear
that.
about January 6th?
No, I know what January 6th is. Yeah, but like the reactions and
Yeah.
all of the things.
It's all fake.
Well, how about this
It's
one?
all fucking
Wait,
fake. Their
no.
reactions are all fucking
of it.
fake.
But going back to Kat, because he ties this in, you can't have. It's like having offense and defense on the same time being enemies in our politics. You can't have that. We're on the same side. They're the
Yeah.
enemy over there.
Yeah.
It's such a good analogy. I loved it because it's like, how are we against each other? We're on the same team. It's nuts. So you have people trying to make the other one look bad. It's like, aren't we going to score a touchdown?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
That
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, and my hope is that we all, us addicts in recovery, take over the world someday because we're just so much nicer and more loving than your typical person. And we have this crazy bond, right? Because in the 12-step community, we all know this tradition about, we don't care about religion, politics,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
creed, what sex you are, whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
We can all come together for a common cause,
Right.
and that's to help each other get better. To help each other, and you know what? And sometimes
good
getting
person.
better. Sometimes getting better means that I call you out on your shit. Like, Shane, what the fuck did you just do that for?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, I mean, I actually feel like I have to do that with you daily.
Well, every couple days.
A
Yeah.
couple days.
When I was fat, my brother
When-
called me fat.
when you were never
You
fat.
were fat? When?
I was 270. About 6 years ago, 270, 275.
And you were fat.
Yes. I'll never forget my brother. I pulled my stomach and I started shaking it. And my brother went, "Whoa, bro, you're fucking fat."
Good for your brother.
I remember when I was in
Really hit home.
fourth,
Yeah.
fifth, sixth,
It's
Yeah.
seventh
important
grade.
because
Yeah.
why lie to people?
Yeah.
Because
Especially if you're
let me tell you something. Because when I was in fourth, fifth, sixth,
Oh my
seventh,
God, you were
eighth
like a
grade,
kid.
I was actually fat,
Yeah.
and people used to call me chatty,
Okay.
chatty
Fatty
fatty,
Chad,
chatty
that is-
fatty,
That's
2x4.
mean.
Can't get
Couldn't
through the
fit
kitchen
through the
door.
bathroom door.
That's a good one.
Obviously, I could
That's
fit
a-
through the kitchen
you're
door,
a, like-
motherfuckers, because I was eating. I
Going
was
sideways,
eating
you were.
like
That
a
is so
mofo,
different. That is so different. First of all,
and that shit
you're an
scarred me
infant.
for life.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You
I
were
wouldn't.
10.
I wouldn't take it back for anything because that's why I'm so insanely disciplined today
Yeah.
in life in general. And you know,
Trauma
all
does
those
that.
motherfuckers that used to call me fatty, chatty.
They're all on meth.
No, they're all fatty
That's how it
bumbleladdies now.
goes.
That's like the girls
And-
in
I'm
high
saying,
school.
exactly.
The
They're
peak and
bald.
girls in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that
Yeah.
bald isn't cool, but like they're bald. Like it's one thing
You
to
guys,
be
that's why
bald.
movies
We're
like
bald.
That exist.
They're not clean
Real.
shaven.
They're like bald,
No.
like
Bald.
this.
Yes. They're
Like
not
they
clean
still got
shaven.
that. They got that.
They're hanging on.
Yep.
They're hanging on.
They got
Which
they
goes
got
back to-
mad wrinkles for
Yeah.
being
Everyone
50.
Deserves
Listen, I'm just
to be
gonna talk
kind.
some shit back to all of them
Oh, are
right
you listening
now.
right
Are
now,
you all
Frank?
listening right
Jimmy,
now?
Brian. All right, that's you, Brian.
I don't know, guys. It's like you guys are holding on to a
Shit.
little some resentments.
You
there.
Debbie.
know what? I'm
Let
getting it out
go.
right now,
Debbie, I
motherfuckers.
see you now, Debbie. You're fat. You ugly.
Remember that time you said that
You
I was
real
fat?
ugly.
You were right. I was fat. What does David Goggins say? He says, "Hey, look, man. If somebody says that you're fat,
Yeah,
you might just fucking
Yeah.
be fat.
that's very true.
If somebody's telling you you're lazy, you might just be lazy."
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
So,
We got off
anyways,
topic. You
Yeah.
have two children. One is 3, one is 10.
13.
13 and 10. 10 years
And
difference.
3, almost 4.
Almost 4.
Yes.
Silas.
Silas is the younger
So
one.
that name, wasn't that the bad guy in Face Off?
I don't know. I got it from Weeds. Did
Okay, you
guys
got it
ever
from
watch
Weeds. Yes, I did.
The
With the
son-
girl and the guy.
The
Yeah.
the
The
oldest
Silas.
son was Silas, and I
Yeah.
had never heard that
Neither
name
have
before.
I. I've heard
I was
like,
like,
yeah, okay.
that's a
Yeah,
cool
that's- it
name
is
if
a
I
cool
ever have
name.
another kid.
So SYLIUS?
SILAS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I watched Weeds when I was dope
Yeah.
sick a lot. That was like
Funny.
the thing.
With that black-haired
And,
comedian guy with the glasses. Is that the one with the girl?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
with the
Yes.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they sold weed, so it was a
Yeah, the
suburban
lady,
mom,
yes.
Nancy
I don't know.
Botwin.
Yes.
Nancy Botwin.
Yes.
and it's an amazing show if you haven't watched
It
it.
Yeah, I
really
haven't
is-
watched it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
It is hilarious.
It's binge worthy for
It
sure.
is.
Netflix?
It is. I'm gonna.
Is it is it
Prime?
funny?
It was yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's really
cool.
fun.
It's funny, but there's also action and drama, and
Yeah.
it's a really good show.
Yeah.
better
I don't know.
better than Shameless.
It's-
Along the same lines.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot of fucked up shit. If
Yeah,
you like
along the
fucked up
same
shows,
lines.
it's a good one to
Yeah.
watch.
A single parent
I
selling
think it was
weed,
on
garbage
HBO
bags. Yeah.
or
HBO, I
Showtime,
think. Yeah.
right?
One
One
of the two.
Showtime or HBO
Yeah.
was on originally, but
Mm.
I'm sure you could probably just Google where to
Yeah.
stream it.
Yeah.
I think it was on Netflix not
Weeds.
long ago. It's a really good
And
show.
Johnny.
Really?
And
Johnny.
That's a good name.
And your oldest son's name?
Johnny.
Johnny.
Mhm.
Johnny.
Johnny.
Was sorry.
He's the fourth.
The
So
fourth.
his dad, yeah. So
Oh,
his dad
nice.
and his goes on and on.
Wow, that's cool.
There's-
My dad's name, my biological, was Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a. It's like the most common name.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah, we
name.
got
Yeah, it's a
Johnny.
good name.
Johnny
Strong
boy
name.
back
Jo-
there.
Yeah.
John
Pretty good.
Smith. That's why.
But you know what's crazy is, I mean, you know, normally is your son's name Johnny on his birth certificate, or is it Jonathan?
No, it's John actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just John.
Just John.
Because
Just
some
John.
some
Yeah.
Johns
J-O-N
are Jonathan
or
and then
J-O-H-N?
J-O-H-N.
Well, I thought you were about to say some Johns aren't trustworthy. No, I'm just,
Oh, yeah, no,
I don't
no.
know why that came into my head for some reason.
You know what a
Okay.
John is?
That's why I said the joke.
Oh, okay.
She got it.
I got it.
She
No,
got it.
it's
My son for Halloween, I don't know if you saw that video. Around Halloween, he kept calling trick or treating. We're going tricking.
We're going.
Oh my
Yeah, so he would go to school. I would drop him off at
That is
school. He's be like,
hilarious.
I'm going tricking with my mom. I'm like,
That's
no, you're not.
No.
Please.
Stop it.
We're not
Stop.
going tricking.
Hi, Sally.
God.
We don't live like
Yeah,
that
all the
anymore.
neighbors.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
That's
Yes.
hilarious. Wow.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I just want to say I noticed something different today. Not of you, not because I don't know you, but I know something different. Natalie, she got nice hands. She's not wearing fingernails today.
Why would
First time
why would
ever.
you do that to me right now?
First
Because
time
I
ever.
brought
I'm wearing fingernails.
Yes, she is.
I
And
did
you're
these
not.
myself.
First time
Like,
ever.
I
I've not
want-
seen
She
you.
does
I
hers
hate
herself.
You so much.
Yours yourself,
First-
too?
I wear press-ons and I brought all my
Yes.
stuff because I was gonna do it
She didn't have
right
time.
before. Well, I just didn't want
Yeah.
to, and I was
Yeah.
like,
You're
you know what?
fine.
I'm good. I
I
don't
just
really
want to
like.
put you under the cooker
Yeah,
for a minute.
you're-
That's all.
Under the
Shane
coo-
is
under the
seriously-
cooker.
cooker.
I
off the
noticed it.
chain. You're
I
out of
said it in
control.
a nice way. I said I think it's nice.
No.
It's a change.
Saying it in a nice way would be
Not
I don't
saying it
know,
at
not-
all?
No. How about when we're not rolling? How about hey, you know what? It's kind of cool. I just
I noticed
realized
you
you're not
took the
wearing
time
any
to put your
press-ons.
nails on today, but unfortunately our
Exactly.
host didn't.
You're such a hater.
All right, that's fine.
Oh,
Haters
my.
are gonna hate.
You know
Yeah.
what? But you know what
Haters are
though? Two
gonna
can
hate.
play because clearly, like earlier, he can dish it really well. But he's like one of my brothers, and the
Oh,
moment,
yeah.
the moment you give it back, all of a sudden it's like sensitive Sally.
Sensitive.
Hey, do you
Yeah.
guys, hey, do you guys see
Okay.
Jonathan in the?
Yes, I see him right there.
You see
He
how
was-
his shirt is kind of
looks
like
great.
blend-
He looks
blends
like-
with.
Where is he? I can't see
Yeah,
him.
he's a chameleon.
Where is he?
it blends in with the wall.
John Cena.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. Where is?
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. But you know, you're amazing,
Yeah.
and congratulations on everything, all your
So
success,
good.
and what you've done. Because, you know, I always think this is the beautiful thing about what we do is that we get to meet people from all over the place, and then to see what sobriety does for their life
Yeah.
from the time that they walk in to where they are at now.
It's
And
crazy.
you're a beautiful human being, and the fact that you're
You are.
sharing that message to the people that follow you, I feel like is really, really important because to me, there isn't anything better.
Yeah.
I
agree.
really, truly
Thanks.
believe it because I know now, I don't know what I was thinking before, because once you have a little taste
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this life on the other side, once you walk through your fear and you
Mhm.
push through and you go through all the struggles and because it's hard.
Right.
I mean, then that's the thing is people also, we got to work at this shit daily.
Mhm.
It's like,
Sure do.
you don't get to graduate. You
Right.
don't get a diploma. You don't get a little like trophy and then you can go on your merry way. No, I have to stay on top of it or else I quickly go right
Otherwise,
back to
you
where I
get
was.
to.
Right.
Otherwise, you lose the beauty.
Mhm.
Because this is a beautiful place to be. Recovery
Yeah.
is a beautiful place to be, regardless of what's happening in your life. You know.
Right.
And when you in recovery, right? When you, especially if you're a 12-stepper, man, and you actually get to experience that 11th and 12th step.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Those are amazing, amazing, life altering times in your life.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a beautiful thing. You know, and I wish that, my wish and my hope is that every addict gets to take a look at all of us, and you know, and we give them that gift of hope.
That's
That,
how it
That-
works.
yeah.
you know, actually,
how it
I take that back. You know, hope is I love hope, but I hope that every single one of these addicts get the gift of desperation, because
True.
without the gift of desperation,
You're not
there-
gonna make it.
there's no hope
Right.
But I like it the opposite. I like you need a little bit of hope.
to get that gift
to
of des.
keep- to-
I hope
You know what I mean?
that they,
It's-
I hope
I don't know
that
what
they are
that is.
granted that gift of desperation that I was given when a 6'5", 6'7", somewhere around there, bail agent kicked in my door for the final time
Yeah.
on June 9th of 17. And they took me to the best detox center in the state of California. It's 550 North Flower Street in Santa Ana. It's the Orange County Jail.
Nice.
I couldn't AMA. I couldn't ACA.
Yeah.
Stuck.
I got detoxed.
The hard way.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Yeah.
they took the, it was my final act, my final mission for the CIA in a meth-induced psychosis. Make sure you put that on a reel. I was in a meth-induced psychosis working for the CIA, or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, I handed in my credentials that day. And I said, you know what? I can't do it. I'm too old. I can no longer, you know, jump into my iPhone and become a digital person. It's getting
The
rough.
way that makes so much sense in the moment
Is wild.
is so wild.
I know.
Yeah, it starts to get really hard on the body after 40 when you know, to just into the.
Yeah. I would imagine so. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
We don't want to go back there.
So don't do drugs,
Yeah,
kids.
exactly.
Definitely don't do
Yeah.
that.
Meth is bad.
Yeah.
Crack is the worst.
Yes.
Also.
All
It's
of
the
it.
worst.
All
It's
of
all
it.
And,
too
y-
crack,
and
yeah.
you're actually a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
You are.
I am.
You are.
I
It's
am.
nice. That's what I learned from you. That was different than watching your videos.
Why do you say that?
Just because she's.
Because
with
I'm
this-
so mysterious.
Yeah, and she's with
online.
the
I'm
same
so
guy
quiet
after 13 or
and
14 years.
contained and mysterious.
You know what I mean? They were they separated. They came back. But he's living with her again.
Yeah.
So she's still
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out.
trying
you
to
know?
figure it out with the
Yeah,
same guy
going
after
with the
13,
flow.
14 years, using, not using, he's using, not using, and he's back. He's got a year of sobriety.
This is the first time that we have been both at the same time sober.
Yeah.
Like, so that's never happened.
Wow.
So with all of this time that went by, it was always like, you know, he got sober, I got sober. He didn't want to be sober for most of that time. Like, he just did it that one time, got it, and stayed
Wow.
sober for that long, which I was like,
wow,
how
that's great. Yeah.
rude.
Yeah.
'Cause why can't I do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I was like in and out. And I
Yeah.
was trying. He wasn't
Yes.
even trying. I was trying
Yeah.
consistently, getting, you know, a couple days
Yeah.
relapsing, getting 2 weeks at the most relapsing. And he just like got it without anything, without any work. I was like, I was
Yeah,
so
that's
jealous at the
wild.
time. I was like, oh, you
Yeah.
motherfucker. But this is the first time that we have been like actually sober,
Wow.
and to where we are very different
Yeah.
than, because even when we didn't talk to him for 3 years.
Uh,
We didn't nothing, like
yeah.
no contact, no nothing. And when he would go to jail, I would hear it, you know, through
Mhm.
his parents, whatever. I would still try to get him help every
Yeah.
single time, because I'm like, here's the thing, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
I was absolutely infuriated with him
Sure.
for what he was doing, because it was just fucking
A mess.
absolutely
Yeah.
insane. Like, absolutely. And I aged like 25 years in that time. It was wild. But when he finally got it, and now we are both sober and like change. I was worried that it was, you know, even
Yeah.
like him getting
Yeah.
out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God,
Yeah.
this could go right back to how it was. Because
Mhm.
even when I was sober last time and he was using, we got into it
Yeah.
multiple times. I was like, this is not
How was
healthy.
it? How was it?
Huh?
Happy?
Happy?
Yeah. You guys, is it happy now?
Yeah. We're just like
That's awesome.
an old married, you
Oh,
know, we're
that is
so
so-
comfortable. We've known
Good
each
for
other for so
you.
Yeah,
long, but
you
now
know-
we're at a point where we're not fighting. Like, there was
Oh.
never a point where we wouldn't fight over some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Now we're just like super chill,
Good for you.
able to be around each other, and it's like a healthy thing. We're just like comfortable old people that would like sit on a porch.
That's
and,
awesome.
Like, you know,
That's
it's
what
weird.
life, that's what love and life is, man.
Right. It's
That's
just like,
the-
well, a long time. There was a long time where I really thought that love had to be like something so intense. You know, I was like addicted to that.
Yeah.
Dude,
intense-
I know why.
that intense.
Because I think we're sold it at a young age with movies and TV shows.
Well,
We live
yeah.
in this like fantasy land because they paint this picture that's
Kiss
like,
me like it's
Right.
the first
no,
time.
it's like that's not real.
No,
Right.
it's
Get it
not
out of
real.
your head
It's
because
not real.
sorry,
Yeah.
it's like anything brand new, your car, your shoes, your whoever you're dating
It's
for the
cool
first
in the beginning,
it's
and then it gets-
it's like
it changes.
where I think for
Yeah.
women
It
more so
morphs.
than men, because I've never heard another man like say that,
Right.
but I totally am with you because it's this delusion of like Prince Charming's gonna come swoop you off your feet. You have Cinderella. You have like
right.
this
There's always,
fantasy.
Yeah, there's
that-
always something, and then I wasn't happy with that we had tried. You know,
Sure.
he had always wanted to be with me, and
Yeah.
I was like, I just, you know,
Yep.
like I needed to go through my process too, and I realized over time, dating is disgusting. Dating,
Hey,
uh,
I told my husband if
oh
something,
my
heaven
God.
forbid something happens, I'm gonna be single.
oh,
I-
for
I-
the rest
like
of my
no,
life.
no,
I
it
told-
is
God, I'm
terrible.
I told Donna the same thing. Like, I'm
Oh
good.
my
I'm
God.
good.
It's hard
I'm-
out in those streets.
I'm
No, it
good,
really
man.
is.
Ew, like
So-
no,
Shane,
I
My wife,
had
my
to
wife
exhaust
leaves me. I'm
that.
going hard and heavy. That's it. I made my mind up.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You ain't
Yeah, I'm
dating
saying
though.
that's-
You're
that's
just
number
going. You're
two.
going straight to,
Dude.
to Netflix
Yeah.
and chill.
Hey,
What are you
you're-
guys
That ain't
talking
that ain't dating, bro.
What are
Your
you
shit
guys
is gonna
talking
be on the
about?
porch when you get home. That's number 2 today.
I know.
Oh
Shane
my
ain't even gonna be
God.
allowed.
Yeah,
Demarin, go
exactly.
change the fucking locks on the door now. Now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
She doesn't
Good
get
yeah,
God.
no,
she doesn't
no.
get this far into the
She does not.
podcast.
No,
Don't worry.
no, she
Yeah,
doesn't.
she'll be
But
like,
yeah, no,
"Bye."
thank you. I wouldn't want to deal with what is out there
Yeah.
just in general.
Right. I had to
So-
work through that though, because I thought I was like, it's got to be intense
Sure.
and fireworks,
Right.
and I've got to
Yeah.
feel this, and this, and this. And then I just realized, first of all, like I said, dating is disgusting.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, it's just, I didn't feel comfortable with anyone else. I'm like, we've built this for how many years? A
Yeah.
lot of it was very toxic and
Sure.
disgusting, right? But we've gotten to a place where we can be around each other and not kill each other
Mhm.
and be chill and be there for the kids. And
That's
I think
fucking awesome, man.
And
Good
that's,
for you.
maybe
that's
that's
what
just
love
what
is.
it is. I
No,
don't
it
know.
is.
I don't
It is.
Congratulations.
I think it's because I don't know if it's like
That's
because we're addicts or something.
That's actually what
But
marriage
it-
is.
Right, well, that's what I
yes.
keep hearing, but I was so
Yeah.
delusional around
sure.
it for so long, and I would tell every time he would, want to give. I'm like, it's just some. I feel like it's got to be
Yeah.
more, it's
Right.
got to be like
more
this.
intense, more like that's why it's
Right.
like
Everybody's-
I'm gonna cause
everybody's-
chaos just so I
everybody's
can be
cha-
crazy. and then
Everybody's
we're gonna
chasing
be-
the honeymoon period.
That's
Yeah.
well,
That
that's
shit ends.
Yeah, that was me, and I would date, and that I knew I was very
Because
aware of
everyone's
it.
lying in the very beginning. Everyone's
Right.
putting on their best
And
foot.
you don't.
Well,
once
it's
you
not
get to
that.
know
There's
people-
actually
Once
there's
you let it
actually
go,
real.
then when you're
Bye.
chilling.
Let's everyone
Right.
talk at once. Everybody together.
No, I'm just saying there's actual real
Endorphins.
endorphins
Yeah.
that get released
Set
for
off.
like
Yeah.
18 months in a
Mhm.
brand new relationship, and it feels good.
Right.
And but like that always ends, and then if
Yeah, but
you
people are
haven't
lying
gotten
in
to
the first, you're putting on your best. Like I don't think I'm taking out my extensions or taking off my eyelashes in the first. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
little
you're
things
not
like
comfy
that.
yet.
You're putting forth.
you're not pooping in
the-
front of them for
No.
sure.
I think everyone
No.
should fart
At all.
on a first date. That's
Oh.
just my opinion. I just think everyone should.
I
just
agree.
come.
I've been
Get it out
was
there.
terrible,
I've
man.
been
I
I've been
couldn't
married
go-
I've been married for 7 years, and my wife and I have never farted
Really?
in front of each
Stop.
Yeah.
I blew.
How?
I came in here, farted, and she heard me.
Nice.
Remember?
Oh
You
yeah,
said, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, Shane just farted."
Well, that's I'm different.
That-
I have brothers, but I couldn't. Jonathan and I
Emily
when we
actually
first got
called you
married-
out on
Oh, that's
that.
right. That was Emily.
No,
Sorry.
I called you
Was
out
it
on
you?
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
one of the girls.
When we first got married, we were living in this like little small studio apartment, and we were married.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to the bathroom. I made Jonathan leave and like go get us coffees.
I would
Yeah, it
not
was fucking
survive.
crazy,
I
no?
poop a lot.
We-
I would not. I just simply
know.
would not.
We went
survive.
to
And then
Fiji.
God gave me like a
We went to
horrible stomach issue,
Fiji, and
I
we
got
had
over it real quick.
fucking in Fiji it just had like a glass door,
Oh,
a glass door pooper,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
in our little hut.
Yeah.
like a see-through glass.
Yeah,
door?
see-through glass door.
Yeah.
Why? What was
So
the
you
purpose?
literally like are in the restroom and. You
And
shut it
so Donna would be doing her makeup, and I was like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do
Yeah.
it. So I went down, and this was like all
In the
outdoor.
lobby?
Everything. I went to the lobby. The lobby was outdoor in
At the-
Fiji, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
yeah.
in this. It was almost like a fucking outhouse, dude. But it was like a regular bathroom, and I'm just in there sweating every morning, going poop.
Wow. That's all right. All right.
Oh
Sorry,
my
Don.
Donna said
Sorry,
she didn't
Donna.
poop for the whole
Oh
7
my
days.
God. Wow.
No, I know.
That's such a real.
Wow.
She's
It
real
is,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That-
yeah.
It's really
That's-
like that.
it is really
sometimes.
like
Not my
that.
wife. My wife
Yeah.
sleeps. I hear she lifts her leg up. I
Hell
hear
yeah.
from
Yeah, you
another
guys
room.
have been married for
her.
16 years and have
You
3
know?
kids.
Wow.
At
True,
that point in
true.
time, she's
You're
like,
right.
I'm tired.
See, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want all that. I don't. I don't want all the
Yeah.
the farting.
No, and I don't mind it. So, and second thing, sorry to take us off track.
No,
here.
no.
The
Second
You
farting.
don't need to be talking about.
I would love to hear you sing.
Oh my god.
Just a quick one.
No.
Wait, what?
Like a hymn.
No.
She's a singer. She's,
I
she's
get- I
got
can
a
only
great
sing-
voice.
I can only sing like in my. This goes
You got a
along.
great
Okay, so
voice. These mics-
next
Comedian
when I
and
walk
singer?
through my
Yeah.
fear,
Yes.
when I walk through my fear, I
Yeah.
will come back and sing for you guys
How
here.
about a
But
little
that's another
a
thing.
hymn, a hymn.
No, that
Don't be
Shane
like that,
Shane will
Shane.
sing
I'll
with
sing
you.
Let's talk of a hymn. Let's
What are we singing?
anything you want.
What's the
Just
song
start.
that you know?
I don't
I
care.
don't know,
I'll
whatever
just
you
follow her
do,
lead.
be
Whatever,
louder
I'm
than
gonna make it
Shane.
weird. I'm
whatever
not gonna
word.
really
Let's
sing.
make it
I
weird. Whatever
can't.
voice.
Make
whatever-
it weird then.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
Shane.
Okay,
What are
what's
you
your,
gonna
who's your
do?
favorite artist and what's your favorite song?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know.
We'll do
Okay.
that
The
one.
hardest question.
Anything.
Do you
What's
write
the
your own
last
music?
song you sang in the bathroom? In the bathroom, because that's where you sing.
I like. Yeah.
I feel like we gotta do something.
Vera,
What is it?
what
Hello?
has become of you? Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a
was
Hannah
the-
Montana.
Hannah
That was-
Montana.
Hit you with a little clip of the Hannah Montana like closing scene. Little yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can sing
Yeah.
with you, no problem.
Yeah,
We
you
can
can.
karaoke,
We-
yeah.
Actually, that was really good.
Next time you come, you,
That was
you
really
bring a song. We'll do it together.
Yeah.
Just
Next
send the-
time, that's
send the
also on my
lyrics
list.
and let's do it.
On my list is actually trying to not to sing it somewhere outside of my bathroom and walk through the fear.
Let's
of that
do it.
As well. I wanted to be a singer when I was
Oh, wow.
Really?
a kid. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not like I'm not in practice. It's just something I literally do as like a hobby to like help my anxiety. I literally
Sure.
sit on my bathroom floor and just like sing sometimes. And yeah, that's another thing on my list that I want to start.
Well, at our
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
live in person
Ooh,
Recover Out Loud
yes.
meeting, you can come. You can come.
Like
Help.
she's already saying
Help.
I'm booked.
We'll have you.
and
We'll have you come back out
Yeah.
and practice
Oh my God, that'd be
your
awesome.
comedy. You'll do your
100%.
first comedy show.
Yeah,
We'll be-
whichever fear you want to walk through first, you can
We're
do.
there. We're there.
we're there. We'll
bit,
we'll
or-
stand right
yeah.
beside you.
or you can sing.
I mean,
One
not
of the two.
Put
not
me
right
in a
beside.
box. Put me in like a magician's box, and we can make it weird and like.
I like it.
Yeah.
We put a puppet in there also.
Yeah, like chop one in
Nice.
half, put one
Yes.
half on here, and
Yes.
then whatever. I feel like I would feel more comfortable if there
great.
was like something else.
would be
going
I mean,
hilarious.
fine. Anything weird is good. Like
Yeah.
all you have
I
to do,
agree.
like,
Yeah.
if you can be this weird as fuck in a group of like addicts staring at you, and they're gonna be like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's fucking
Yeah.
weird like me, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
When-
immediately comfortable with other addicts.
When we
I'm
have
not
a
like
big
Yeah, I
get
know.
together, you're coming. When we have
Yeah.
a big get,
Yeah.
when he
Yes.
puts
We won't-
together,
we won't
Invite me, I would come. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We won't make you do the comedy show, but we will make
Well,
you
that
say
could-
hi
we're
to
6 months
everybody.
away. She could be
Yeah.
a seasoned veteran by then.
She might be.
Seasoned comedian.
never know.
Yeah,
You
know?
never know through God.
Exactly.
You say-
All of a sudden, you're gonna show up and say, "Give me the mic."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine. Oh man.
Just do
I
your
can.
your top your top 5 most viewed TikToks. Just repeat those.
I feel
Oh my
like
God,
then
that's
everyone would
so-
see that. I feel like I would have to come up with some new, and I think that is part of my fear around it is
Oh.
because I come right off the top. I don't think I can do that in front of. I would have to
Oh,
sit
right,
down
right,
and plan
right.
it. So I feel like how like Matt Rife got like he's really
Yeah.
good at crowd work and
Yeah.
like his show
Yes.
was not like let's be so
Totally.
for real. He's really good at crowd work, like really good. So
Yeah.
he's better that way.
Yeah.
I feel like if I sit down and had to like
Right.
plan things
Yeah.
out, they may not come across.
Maybe you're that comedian that
As-
doesn't plan shit.
Yeah.
Maybe you just get up there and fucking just, no show is exactly the same ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! what's
If I
that-
could
there's
have the
another
balls to
guy
do
that's
that.
like that too. The Italian guy, Jonathan, that you he's really
Oh
funny
yeah.
off the crowd.
Sabish,
The guy
who
that did
married-
the funny Jewish
who
joke.
married the Jewish girl.
He's Italian
Oh.
and he marries the Jewish lady.
This guy's gay.
Oh, is he? All right.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Well,
Italian.
wrong
You know
Italian.
who I'm
There's no
talking
gay
Mateo.
Italian man.
Mateo, he is really
Mateo.
good off the cuff of like just playing off of
The
audience.
audience. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Nice.
what an amazing fucking
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes.
That was a
Thank
quick.
you so much
Thanks
for
so
coming
much
out.
having
Really
me.
quick 4
But-
hours.
That was a nice 4
4
hours.
hours?
4
No,
hours.
no, it was only no.
Oh, I was
Only
like,
like-
wait.
2 hours. 2
Time
full hours.
flies when you're having fun.
2 hours.
Damn,
Yeah.
we
It
have to
doesn't
get
feel like 2
Gab right now,
hours.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feel like 2 hours?
No.
Was it a waste of your time?
No, I love it here.
Okay,
I'll
great.
move in. I
Chad,
live here now.
First of all, I don't think even if she thought it was, she wouldn't say that.
Huh?
She wouldn't say that.
I would.
Imagine I was just like,
Right? She's
I
like,
hate it here.
Yeah, exactly. She's
I
like,
hate this.
actually-
This is the
Yeah.
worst
This is the
podcast
worst
ever.
ever.
She's like,
Podcast didn't turn out good, but good news is you're going to meet a couple of guests in the next couple of days while you're here. So who
Yes.
cares about the podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You had
that was
ulterior
really
motives right
exciting.
away.
Yeah.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Hopeaholics
Thank you for
podcast,
having
yeah, really
me.
appreciate it.
helping us to continue to be the #1 podcast in addiction and mental health,
Yeah.
Yeah.
recovery.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's
Recover
big
out
deal.
loud.
Yeah.
And
Love
we're going to
it.
show up at your next Recover Out Loud
Yeah.
meeting or your...
Well,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
yours?
It's a
What is
Zoom.
your meeting?
So
called?
we do right now. We do 5 meetings. So it's called
Whoa.
3A recovery. Yeah. So we have 5 meetings a week now.
God.
Wow.
Damn,
Is
well,
that
we're-
because we have
Yeah.
group chats, so we've made
Oh.
it's become this. We started with like
Good for
5
you.
people in
Yeah.
the meeting room, and then it just turned
And it's
into
all Zoom.
this. All Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. Ideally, I would love because it's people from we have people from Canada.
Nice.
Your
Yes.
homeland. And we have people from
Yeah.
California. We have
Mhm.
people from everywhere. We've had people join internationally.
What
Like
time are your meetings?
so 5 p.m. your time.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we have Monday, Wednesday we have a men's meeting, Thursday we have a women's meeting, Friday we have an open meeting, and then Sunday we have a gratitude meeting.
Mm.
Good for you.
So yeah.
That's
and they want to
awesome.
add more.
I'll do
They
a-
want
I'll-
meetings every day
I'll
of the
come
week.
to a Friday or a Sunday. The other
Yeah.
ones, I can't. With
Yeah.
the other ones.
Yeah. I host
Well, you can't
right
come
now.
to the women's meeting. Well, you could.
Good.
Well, Mondays
Just
is like
depends
our
how I
big.
identify that day.
Monday.
Monday is one of our biggest. I host Mondays and Thursdays, and then I have other people helping hosting
Yeah.
the rest of the meetings. But
Is it
all of them are amazing. You
Yeah,
know?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you hosting tonight? No, wait, it's not
No.
Monday.
What?
What day? What day? What
We're
day
on-
is
we're
it
on- we're on
actually?
Tuesday.
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah. Last night I had my. Yeah, we did.
Nice.
it
We're
last
we're
night.
hosting tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have to
we are.
join that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Just
come
do-
join
Once
in.
we
you
put
put
You
a
can
link.
zoom in. Yeah,
Yeah.
the link's
Okay.
in our bio in the link tree.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
zoom on in.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Beautiful. Thank
I mean, if we would have thought
you.
this out better, we
We'd have had her
should have
as a
had
guest.
her as a guest tonight.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Thunk. Who would have thunk?
Who would've thought?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Or how do you know though? What if you had met her and then you
Then I
had
didn't
planned
like her?
her
And I
then
sucked.
or yeah, or, you know what I'm saying?
This
It's
isn't
always-
what we
You were like, oh my
expected.
god, I can't
Right?
Lord,
Like,
have
why
can't
did I
believe you
ask
did
her? Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Regrets.
I mean, I feel like you can't really suck and have 700,000 followers on anything,
Mm,
1 million on TikTok.
that means that you haven't met enough online influence.
Well, okay, you're
I feel
talking
like
about
you
those
can
stupid.
be.
Any of those influencers, anybody who's selling like their booty or their you do that.
No, I'm like,
Um,
hey,
I
hey,
do.
hey.
Or their
I do-
boobies. Oh wait, you do that.
don't hate.
Huh?
I'm like,
I
don't hate.
sell my non booty. That's
Yeah.
what I
Oh.
sell.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw you put on the pads
Yeah.
though.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was an awesome one. I saw you put on the pads. You
Amazon
were walking.
BBL.
Amazon.
No.
Yeah.
There
Win.
you
2
go.
pads in the
Yeah,
black.
amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. We should, you know
Namasandra.
what we should
Yeah.
have done? We should have ordered some booty pads.
I
off-
would have brought
and
mine.
like we could
Chad
have
needs to get out of here with what we should have done.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I would have put a pair
So
on.
would I.
That
That's-
would have been fire.
And a
That
pair of
actually
That
would have been
would've
a
been
really,
fun. That would've been
really
fun. That would've
Matter of
been a good
fact,
video
I'm
for
gonna
you.
Yeah.
order 2 pairs from Amazon and I'm gonna do it. and
We're gonna
make
do
it
a
real
mo-
and we're gonna send it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a mock.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
do them all.
We'll do
Yeah.
a mock
Yeah,
of
done.
her one
Oh, yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah.
Done.
Like a
We'll do-
making fun of her kind
Yeah.
of
We'll
thing.
do a they have the option where we're basically like doing a rendition
Yes.
of what she's
Rendition
doing.
of what she did.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
That'll be
I'm
funny.
gonna do
That'll
it.
be good.
I support
There
it.
you go.
I'm very
Yeah.
excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that. That's how we
Done.
got our the one and only sponsor from Solon
Solon, yeah.
Clothing. We just kept mocking them in their commercials.
And they were like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And-
That
I
really how
guess-
it happened?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that's actually hilarious.
kept
I didn't
on-
know
we
that.
just kept tagging them and tagging
Yeah.
them and tagging them, and we would do like
That's
we would copy
hilarious.
their fucking their Solon model
What's
girl,
her name?
Mai.
Mai.
and we just kept copying her,
Oh
and
my
we would
God.
do
I thought you guys.
we would do
wow,
commercials and
that's
commercials,
awesome.
and we would be like, we haven't gotten our sponsorship yet. What
That's
the fuck?
best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I thought
Coercion.
you just
I
knew
love
them.
that.
Yeah, it's like basically
You can get whatever you want.
Just keep
Yeah.
bugging them.
keep
Just
bugging,
keep
bugging.
keep asking.
Bugging,
Yeah.
bugging.
But
And now
thank you so
everybody's
much.
wearing Solon.
I'm not, and she's not. Just kidding. But I have my stolen jacket, and so does Jonathan.
Jonathan was
Technically.
wearing one
Yeah.
yesterday.
No, he has.
It's a nice jacket too, huh?
Very nice.
Has
I
his
like it. I love
jacket
him.
too.
I'm gonna have to get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get you on the
Yeah.
bandwagon.
If
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
left
we'll send you
out.
stuff. We'll send you stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
For
Well,
sure. All right.
Thank
right.
you so
Beautiful.
much.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming in.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woohoo.
Absolutely.